Welcome to the fantasy audiobook. I'm in Dragon Ball. Violently beat the god of destruction at the start. Chapter 31. Chin Yu's kick was so heavy that it directly kicked away the two canine teeth of Super Omega Shenron. Fortunately, after this guy absorbed Rage Shenron, he also had the ability to recover. So it quickly returned to its original state. It's just that the anger on Super Omega Shenron's face was mixed with a trace of fear at this time. From the previous confrontations, he has discovered that he is not Saiyan's opponent at all. If you continue to fight, this means that you have a strong recovery ability and will definitely be killed by him. It seems that it can only detonate the earth. If this happens, this guy will definitely be blown to death. Even if it is lucky to not be killed by a planetary explosion, but a human being cannot survive in a vacuum, it will undoubtedly die. Originally, Super Omega Shenron planned to kill Chin Yu with sheer strength. But he knew it was impossible, so he could only change his mind. Anyway, even if the planet explodes, nothing will happen to him. After thinking about it, Super Omega Shenron's body jumped up and appeared directly in the air. What does this guy want to do? Son Goku quickly raised his head. He always felt that Super Omega Shenron had any conspiracy. Although Chin Yu has always had the upper hand, he feels uneasy. Omega Shenron is indeed a bit too difficult. Looking at his appearance, shouldn't it be thinking? Son Gohan's face changed drastically. Is it possible? Is Super Omega Shenron trying to destroy the entire planet? Ha ha ha, little worm who lives and lives, I have to admit that you are really strong. But I don't know if the earth exploded, can you survive? A planet laughed, and the energy ball in the palm of the palm instantly condensed, surrounded by bunches of snake-like lightning. The horrible energy fluctuations can be felt from that energy ball. Sure enough, he really wants to destroy the entire Earth. Son Gohan called out in horror. Although Omega Shenron is not as strong as Chin Yu, it is difficult to stop him if he insists on destroying the Earth. Crap, I can't stop that guy at all. Son Gohan clenched his fists and looked unwilling. This feeling of being unable to participate in the battle is indeed very uncomfortable. Then everyone could only look at Chin Yu. All hopes are pinned on Chin Yu. If he can't even receive this energy ball, then the Earth will really be over. At that time, everyone will disappear with the Earth. It's just that Chin Yu's face is still calm at this time, and there is no seeming fluctuation on his face. It seemed that Omega Shenron's energy ball was completely ignored. Stupid, do you want me to disappear with the Earth? Just relying on something like you, what a joke. Chin Yu smiled faintly, looked at Super Omega Shenron playfully, and said, "Cut, I'm still pretentious when I die. But think about it, just say a few more words now. Otherwise, there will be no chance in the future." Omega Shenron is also very confident. This energy ball contains all of its energy and can definitely kill anyone. There are no accidents. It seems you are very confident. The sneer on Chin Yu's face disappeared a little bit. Call out. The next second, the body suddenly burst out. After performing the flashing power, he was in front of Super Omega Shenron in an instant. What? I didn't even see the speed of this fool. Chin Yu's body and breath completely disappeared in an instant, and Super Omega Shenron suddenly panicked. Bang! When Super Omega Shenron panicked, Chin Yu kicked directly on the energy ball in the palm of Super Omega Shenron. The energy ball was attacked and landed on the head of Super Omega Shenron impartially. Rumble! The energy ball exploded instantly. The sky suddenly burst into flames, and black smoke filled the sky. And Son Goku and Son Gohan and others have been completely confused. I thought that the Earth was going to be destroyed by Super Omega Shenron, but I didn't expect that the situation would completely change in less than a second. The guy Chin Yu seems to have been playing Super Omega Shenron all the time, and the strength of the two of them is not on the same level at all. Son Goku gave a wry smile and said, "The gap between them is estimated to be the same as the gap between himself and Super Omega Shenron, or even bigger. Mr. Chin Yu is really too strong, I don't know where he comes from." Son Gohan nodded and agreed. It is absolutely impossible for such a powerful warrior to stay on the Earth all the time, so they will surely be able to discover it. At this time, the black smoke and flames in the sky had disappeared. The body of Super Omega Shenron appeared in the eyes of everyone. The Super Omega Shenron at this time was very embarrassed. The whole body was covered with scars, and the purple blood dyed almost the whole body purple. These are the 7 Dragon Balls on Omega Shenron's chest. They have disappeared, and a planet above his head reappears. This shows that in the explosion just now, he could no longer maintain the form of a Super 1-star slave and changed back to a normal Omega Shenron. Swish. Then the other 6 Dragon Balls fell from midair. Is it Dragon Ball? Son Goku was overjoyed and quickly jumped up to catch the 6 Dragon Balls. Yu's body fell in front of Omega Shenron. The index finger and middle finger touched Omega Shenron's forehead. Don't kill me, please don't kill me. Omega Shenron directly volleyed to his knees, begging for mercy with a look of fear. Now he really can't be afraid, he really can't beat and fight Yu. The difference in strength is too big. Ding. Omega Shenron begs to let it go, and the host makes a choice. Option 1. You are always too soft and too soft. Let go of Omega Shenron. Reward. Super Omega Shenron strength and all abilities. Option 2. Kill Omega Shenron. Reward. Destructive power. At this moment, the electronically synthesized sound of the system rang in my mind. The power of destruction. Hearing the sound of the system, Yu's attention immediately turned to the destructive power of choice 2. Choosing a so-called Super Omega Shenron has the power and ability, which is completely unattractive to Yu. What evil dragon electric shock, what crack wind vacuum slashed in front of the real power, it is simply impossible to withstand a blow. And the destructive energy can definitely destroy the Super Omega Shenron easily. This is the gap. I choose 2. Yu said silently in his mind. The contrast is clear, and there is almost nothing to entangle. The host chooses 2. Congratulations to the host for gaining the power of destruction. The electronically synthesized sound of the system rang again. At the moment of gaining destructive energy, Yu felt an extra powerful energy in his body. Then let me try the power of destruction. Yu raised the corner of his mouth and smiled softly. A touch of purple energy condensed instantly from the fingertips. Although it was only a little bit, but from inside, I felt the power of destroying the world. Although Son Goku and others were very surprised, they were not too shocked. After all, Yu shocked them too many times beyond their expectations. At this time, in the Supreme Kai world, the old Supreme Kai stared closely at Yu in the crystal ball in front of him, and his body started to tremble. No. Impossible. That guy is just a Saiyan, how could he have such a terrifying power of God? This is absolutely impossible. The old Supreme Kai's body was trembling constantly, and there was a look of fear on his face. Obviously he was just a human being, but he possessed the power of God, and his power of God was very terrifying. For a moment he felt that energy was enough to destroy everything in the universe. My ancestor, what's wrong with you? What are you afraid of? God Jibat naturally saw the old Supreme Kai's fear, so he asked. You should know that the former Majin Buu and the current Super Omega Shenron are powerful monsters that can destroy the world. The ancestors had never been so scared. Although Yu is indeed extremely powerful, it seems that he is like a warrior on the earth, without any evil. It stands to reason that such people should not be threatening. But the ancestors were so scared. Idiot, don't you feel an innate sense of oppression? The old Supreme Kai looked at God Jiapet with hatred of iron and steel, and cursed. Doesn't this guy feel that terrible sense of oppression at all? No, Jebi said with a look of stunned face. He just felt a very powerful energy, and didn't feel the innate sense of oppression in the mouth of the ancestors. What a fool, how come you are so stupid, Supreme Kai? The old Supreme Kai cursed again. Pray secretly in my heart, Yu, don't be an evil person. Otherwise, judging from his energy just now, no one can stop him. And on earth, Master Yu, please let me go. I am willing to follow Master Yu in the future. Omega Shenron was still begging for mercy, but there was a cold glow in his eyes. As long as I am not dead today, I will definitely come for revenge one day. Then it will be the death of this fool. I'm so sorry, I feel so embarrassed to let a small bug like you follow me behind me. So you, go and die. Yu sneered. Destroy. Then a cold voice came from his throat, and purple energy instantly shot into the center of Omega Shenron's eyebrows. At that moment, Omega Shenron's body disappeared instantly and quickly. Ah! Accompanied by a screaming scream, Omega Shenron's body disappeared little by little. On the side, Son Goku and others watched Omega Shenron disappear little by little, and the miserable voice made their backs feel a bit cold. I also feel that Chinyu is different from them. This guy is a bit too decisive. Slap. After solving Omega Shenron easily, Chinyu clapped his hands. Although this guy's strength was too bad, he didn't let himself experience the fun of fighting. But fortunately, killing Super Omega Shenron this time gave him destructive power, which was a surprise. And this surprise is a bit big. You know, he just couldn't deal with Champa completely last time. It is because I am afraid of his destructive power. In the battle, there are some offensives that can't go all out, and he needs to beware of his destructive power. But now, he also has destructive power. If he sees Champa again next time, he has a peach blossom on his face. If he doesn't beat him, he doesn't know why the flowers are so red. It is estimated that after mastering the power of destruction, even Beerus, known as the strongest gods of destruction, has the power to fight himself. After all, the current self, besides the destructive power of his whole cards, there is also the flash power, and the perfect ultra instinct. Call out. At this moment, Vegeta suddenly appeared in front of everyone. What's the matter? Has the evil dragon been wiped out? Vegeta looked around the dilapidated surroundings and asked unwillingly. Ah, Vegeta has been resolved. You are a bit too late. Son Goku smiled and said to Vegeta. In fact, even he didn't help much. I just found a way to become Super Saiyan IV, and you guys solved the evil dragon. Vegeta clenched his fists tightly, with an unhappy expression on his face. What's wrong? Vegeta looks a little regretful at you. Son Goku looked at Vegeta and asked curiously. Although I don't want to hit Vegeta, but if he wants to compete with Super Omega Shenron with his strength, it is simply impossible. So he came late, but he was actually lucky. Of course, Kakarot. I have found a way to become Super Saiyan IV. Vegeta clenched his fists and said to Son Goku. What, you mean you can become Super Saiyan 4? It's great, Vegeta, I knew you could do it. Son Goku said with a smile. He was really happy for Vegeta. Of course, I am King Vegeta, with noble royal blood flowing in my body. What you can do, I have no reason not to be able to do it. Vegeta grumbled and said to Son Goku. In fact, Bulma came up with this method. And even if he succeeds in becoming Super Saiyan IV, it is impossible to transform as freely as Son Goku. The transformation can only be caused by irradiating it with Ultra Bolt's light every time. Ah, you are really great, Vegeta. But luckily you didn't rush over just now, otherwise, you will be hit. Son Goku still smiled and said to Vegeta. The power of Super Omega Shenron and Chinyu is far beyond my imagination. If Vegeta sees it, it is estimated that he will be hit by this once. Because the transformation of Super Saiyan IV is in front of them, it is not worth mentioning. What do you mean, Kakarot? Vegeta asked, somewhat upset. He finally became Super Saiyan IV, and he even said that fortunately, he didn't rush over. I mean, this has become Super Saiyan IV, and there is a huge gap between them. Because I absorbed Gohan and Trunks, their super game energy turned into a full energy Super Saiyan 4 and they are not opponents of Super Omega Shenron. Son Goku said seriously, although I really want to fight Chinyu. But he also understands that they are not on the same level at all. Humph, I don't believe them, they are as strong as you said. Vegeta curled his lips, his face very ugly. Although he believed Son Goku's words in his heart. But he just became Super Saiyan IV, so he naturally wanted to try this powerful force. Then he turned his head and looked at Bulma. Hey Bulma, hurry up and activate the Ultra Bolt C light. But what Kakarot said, he must become Super Saiyan IV. Then feel the power of Son Goku and Chinyu for yourself. Yeah, Bulma nodded, then activated the Bolt's light. The moment the light green light beam hit Vegeta's body, Vegeta instantly became a huge gorilla. The hair of the whole body turned golden. Roar roar. The great ape Vegeta roared, and the golden light instantly became dazzling. Everyone blocked their eyes subconsciously. When I opened my eyes again, I saw a completely different Vegeta. The whole body was overgrown, with red hair and black hair tied up high. Vegeta's pupils are different from Son Goku. After becoming Super Saiyan IV, Son Goku's pupils are pale gold, while Vegeta's pupils are pale blue. Is this the power of Super Saiyan IV? It really is so strong. It's not like Super Saiyan 2 can be compared at all. Vegeta clenched his fists excitedly. He had actually given up the idea of surpassing Son Goku before. But this time I can become Super Saiyan IV, which means I have the possibility of surpassing Kakarot. So the idea of wanting to surpass Kakarot naturally began to breed again. Uncle Vegeta has also become Super Saiyan IV, so amazing. Yeah, Dad has finally become Super Saiyan IV. Trunks is also very happy for Vegeta. Although others think that Dad does not want to continue to surpass Son Goku. But he knew that it was not that he didn't want to, but that he couldn't do it. In fact, Dad has been working hard all the time. I didn't expect to be able to become Super Saiyan IV now. Chin-Yu, I want to challenge you. In the stunned expressions of everyone, Vegeta turned to Chin-Yu and said confidently. What? I heard that right, Vegeta. You wouldn't be naive to think that becoming a Super Saiyan 4 would have the right to challenge me. Chin-Yu tilted his head and said with a faint smile. It just became Super Saiyan IV, Vegeta could not be his opponent at all. It can be said that he can easily defeat him with one hand. I know you are strong, but I want to see how strong you are and how big the gap is between us. Vegeta said seriously. Obviously, Vegeta is very clear in his heart that he can't be Chin-Yu's opponent at all. It's just that he has just become Super Saiyan IV, so he desperately wants to compete with Chin-Yu. After all, last time, I lost a bit too badly. I hope this time I can perform a little better. At least I can feel satisfied. Son Goku, I think you and Vegeta have the same thoughts. Chin-Yu looked at Son Goku and spoke lightly. Every time this guy looked at him, his eyes flashed with a feverish desire to fight. He must also want to fight with himself, but he just saw himself in Super Omega Shenron, so he didn't say it so directly like Vegeta. Ah, it's true. I have the same idea as Vegeta. Although I know it's not your opponent, I really want to know where your limits are. Son Goku smiled and said to Chin-Yu. Well, in that case, I will fulfill your wishes. But I also have a request. Chin-Yu thought for a while and said with a smile. The battle with Super Omega Shenron just now was too boring, and it just aroused his desire to fight. So he wanted to fight a stronger opponent. In the Dragon Ball GT world, there is only one stronger opponent than Omega Shenron, and that is Super 4 Gogeta. This guy can easily play with Super Omega Shenron. That is enough to prove that his strength is much stronger than Super Omega Shenron, and maybe it can bring himself a certain amount of fighting fun. Moreover, maybe I will be able to find a breakthrough opportunity. What conditions? Vegeta asked quickly. It's very simple. If I defeat the two of you, you two will become Gogeta, and then we will fight again. Chin-Yu said his thoughts. To be honest, with the combat power of Son Goku and Vegeta Super Saiyan 4, I didn't care about it at all. There is no fun in the fight. What? Let me and Kakarot fusion, what's the joke? I wouldn't do such a thing. Vegeta frowned, apparently very unwilling to merge with Son Goku. Vegeta, we have already fusioned several times before, don't you need to worry about it? Son Goku has a face, it doesn't matter. His purpose is to see where Chin-Yu's limit is, or it can be said that he wants to know how strong Saiyan can become. The strength of Super Saiyan IV should not be enough to detect the true power. And if it's Super 4 Gogeta, it should be no problem. Cut, what a joke, Kakarot. What do you say I won't fit with you? Vegeta folded her arms in front of her chest and turned her head proudly. Okay, if that's the case, then bye-bye. After Chin-Yu finished speaking, he immediately made a gesture to leave. Wait a minute. I promise you just fine. Cut, it's really uncomfortable to be made with the Kakarot again. Vegeta curled his brows. Although he really doesn't want to fit with Kakarot, but in this way, he can't compete with Chin-Yu. And, as Kakarot said, they have been united many times. So don't worry too much about this time. Yeah, Vegeta, besides, the two of us won't necessarily lose. After hearing Vegeta's promise, Son Goku said happily. Of course, he said that he would not necessarily lose but was just comforting the two of them. Well, it seems that you two have already decided. Remember that, let me learn about the strengths of Son Goku and Vegeta. Chin-Yu smiled successfully and said to the two of them. You two can attack here despite the fact. After speaking, Chin-Yu beckoned to Son Goku and Vegeta. Hey hey, go to Vegeta together. After Son Goku's voice fell, his body burst out like an arrow from the string. I won't be behind you, Kakarot. Vegeta also called out, also flashing out. Someone's speed is not bad. It's just that Chinyu still maintains the form of Super Saiyan at this time. So the speed of the two in front of him can be said to be a little bit faster than the speed of the turtle. Shoo! The attacks of Son Goku and Vegeta were quite tacit. They attacked from the left and right, fists like the wind, and constantly blasted towards Chinyu. On the other hand, Chinyu's body kept evading, easily avoiding the attacks of Son Goku and Vegeta. Your speed is a bit too slow. Don't tell me the power of Super Saiyan IV, only so little. Chinyu taunted at them while avoiding their attacks easily. Such an attack would not hurt him at all. Let's be too smug, I didn't show my real power. Vegeta gritted his teeth, his arms shook, and a terrifying golden flame burst out of his body in an instant. If this is the case, then I will do my best. Son Goku also squeezed his fists, and a golden flame burst out of his body in an instant. At this time, Son Goku still maintains the form of Super Saiyan's 4 full energy. So his arrogance is more terrifying than Vegeta. Ha! The two roared and attacked Chinyu again. Although the speed of the attack has increased a lot, there is still no way to hit Chinyu. Super Saiyan, is it too weak? Okay, I think you two should hurry up fusion to become Vegeta. Chinyu evaded Son Goku and Vegeta's attacks lightly, and said lightly. Fighting with Super 4 Son Goku and Vegeta really can't raise a trace of fighting desire. Cut, there is no winner yet. Vegeta gritted his teeth and punched again quickly. Ah da da da, in that case, alright. Chinyu shrugged, and then suddenly opened his hands, grasping the attacking fists of Son Goku and Vegeta. What? Although the two of them exhausted their strength, they were easily blocked by Chinyu. It can be said that at the moment Chinyu blocked it, the fists of the two were nearly half a point. When the two of them were shocked, Chinyu pushed in directly. Bang bang, the bodies of the two directly collided. Wow, acid water spouted from the mouths of the two at the same time, obviously with a painful look on their faces. Then Chinyu slammed again, and directly threw the two of them out. Boom, the bodies of the two of them plunged directly into the ground. Obviously, the strength gap between them was too big, and Chinyu solved Son Goku and Vegeta with no effort at all. Okay, can you two fusion now? Chinyu's body slowly fell to the ground, looking at Son Goku and Vegeta and said. Cut. Vegeta hammered the ground hard, looking angrily. You must know that he has just become Super Saiyan IV, and he wants to show his strength urgently. But he didn't expect to become the first battle after Super Saiyan IV, this person would be so useless. Although I really don't want to believe it, the two of us really can't beat him. Fusion. Vegeta. Son Goku stood up and said seriously to Vegeta. Vegeta has obviously been struggling for a long time, but he has promised Chinyu before, and now it is definitely impossible to regret it. And he has always wanted to figure out how strong Chinyu is, maybe if the two of them fuse, they can do it. Although Fusion is very unhappy, but if it wins Chinyu, it seems pretty cool. Vegeta could only stand up, and the two stood 2 meters apart. Fuse, together. The two yelled out very tacitly, and then made a shameful gesture. When the fingertips of the index fingers of the two were facing each other, suddenly a cloud of golden energy was born. It rose into the sky like a golden figure, forming a cone-shaped energy column. As fusion yet, the breath is really strong, and it doesn't seem to disappoint me. Chinyu looked at the golden beam of light and said to himself. This breath is indeed very strong. I guess if I want to fight with him, I need to become Super Saiyan's full power form. Su su su. The golden arrogance continued to surge, and at this time Vegeta's figure appeared in the sight of everyone. Is this how the power of Master Goku and Mr. Vegeta afterwards? It's so powerful that it palpitates. Uub looked at Vegeta in shock, obviously a little unbelievable. This breath is completely beyond the comparison of Super 4 Son Goku and Vegeta. Ah, this is the fusion of Dad and Uncle Goku, Vegeta. Hehe, when we were dealing with Majin Buu, Goten and I also had a fusion. How will we become Gotenks by then? The strength is very strong. Trunks did not forget to miss a wave at this time. At that time, after the two of them fusion, they could directly become Super Saiyan 3. Is this so strong? Trunks, Goten, brother Gohan, can you one of you fusion with me? I want to be so strong too. Uub looked at the three of them excitedly and asked. He also wants to be strong, and he wants to be very strong. Maybe fusion can make him realize his desire to become stronger. Well, Uub, fusion can only improve power temporarily. If you want to become stronger, you still need to rely on your own continuous cultivation. Son Gohan looked at Uub and spoke. At this time, Chinyu has appeared in front of Vegeta. I am neither Son Goku nor Vegeta, I am the one who is about to defeat you. Chinyu hadn't spoken yet, and Vegeta introduced himself. This Chinyu was a little surprised. Although this was their catchphrase, he didn't even ask them. It sounded a bit awkward. Come on then, let me see how powerful Super 4 Vegeta is. Chinyu smiled, looked at Vegeta in front of him and said. I can feel that you still have the power to use. I suggest you use all your power, otherwise it won't be my opponent. Vegeta raised the corner of his mouth and said confidently to Chinyu. Indeed, your strength now seems to be stronger than I thought. In this case, I will become Super Saiyan in full power form. Haha, Chinyu clenched his fists tightly, and the terrifying grass-green arrogance burst out of his body in an instant. A wave of air spread from Chinyu's feet. Son Gohan, Trunks and others were directly sent out. So strong, Mr. Chinyu's anger is not weaker than his father and others. Son Gohan put his hands in front of him and said in a heavy tone. I didn't expect Mr. Chinyu to be so powerful. At this moment, Chinyu's transformation has been completed. The terrifying grass-green flames surging continuously in a jet-like manner, and Chinyu's hair turned light green at this time, and his pupils were still golden. The muscles of the body are more amazing than before. I didn't expect you to be able to raise your chi to such a strong level. No wonder we simply couldn't beat you just now. The gap is too big. But next, it should be a very exciting battle. Super 4 after fusion, Vegeta naturally has the memories of two people. Originally I wanted to test your strength slowly, and then increase it a little bit. But your energy is too huge, you should not be able to hold on for too long. So let's decide the outcome as soon as possible. Chinyu smiled and said. At this time, his heart was also very excited. You must know that after fighting Gods of Destruction Champa last time, he never met a real opponent. The Super 4 Vegeta is a good opponent. Come on then. After Vegeta's voice fell, his body flashed out instantly. The speed is amazing. Son Gohan and Uub didn't even see a trace of the afterimage. Bang! In the next second, the ground exploded instantly. Shoo! Everyone just vaguely saw two golden and grass-green lights intertwined and collided. Every time there is a collision, there will be a harsh buzzing sound, and there will be huge behind them on the ground. The power is really great. Chinyu squeezed his fist, smiled and said. He has now raised his power to the extreme, but still has no way to suppress Super 4 Vegeta. This is enough to show his strength. Maybe this guy's strength is stronger than the Super Blue Vegeta. Of course, when Chinyu was shocked, Vegeta was also quite surprised. He originally thought that his power should be able to suppress Chinyu, but after hundreds of encounters, he was completely unable to gain the upper hand. If that's the case, let you see this. Super 4 Vegeta suddenly pushed his hands forward, and then a huge blue energy ball instantly condensed. Super large Kamehameha wave. This is also Vegeta's trick. You must know that it was just a super large Kamehameha wave that almost killed Super Omega Shenron. This kind of thing doesn't do much to me. Looking at the super large Kamehameha wave, Chinyu sneered coldly. Aha! Vegeta's ki blast was released instantly. Flash time. At the moment when Vegeta's ki blast blasted, Chinyu directly performed his flashing power. Although it is said that he can carry the super large Kamehameha wave head-on. But in this case, the collision of two huge energies may directly destroy the Earth. His purpose is only to fight Vegeta, and then see if there is a chance to break through. Never thought of destroying the Earth. What? How come that guy can't feel it anymore? Seeing Chinyu suddenly disappear in front of him, Vegeta's face suddenly changed. Because when he was fighting Baby and Super 17 before, he hadn't seen this kind of ability of Chinyu. Can make one's body disappear in an instant, even without feeling the breath at all. Although I don't know what this ability is, it definitely plays a vital role in combat. Since Ki Blast could no longer hurt Chinyu, Gogeta quickly pushed up with both hands. Ki Blast changed direction and rushed directly out of the earth. And at this moment, Chinyu's body has reached behind Gogeta. Then he swept out heavily. Gogeta's reaction was quite quick. After feeling the danger coming from behind, he quickly turned around, subconsciously raised his arms, and covered his chest to his head. Boom! Chinyu's legs swept heavily on Gogeta's arms, and Gogeta's body was swept away in an instant. His feet rubbed the ground and retreated 1,000 feet away. What a strong power, this guy is really exciting. Gogeta rubbed his numb fists, but looked very excited. You must know that the opponent they met was Xie Nianbo the last time they got together. Although that guy was very powerful, he almost wiped it out with a spike. And Chinyu in front of him made him extremely excited. The blood in the body started to boil. Instant transmission. In the next second, the instant transmission directly used by Gogeta appeared behind Chinyu. In the same way, he swept towards Chinyu. Humph! The corner of Chinyu's mouth raised, and his body suddenly disappeared. Call out! Gogeta's attack went into nothing. Snapped. This time, Chinyu's legs swept heavily on Gogeta's back and swept Gogeta away again. Ah, this guy, he is really unsparing when he starts. Feeling the burning pain in the back, Gogeta grinned and said. However, I seem to have figured out your attack. It looks like you should be able to use time to attack, so that I can't be prevented. The time you disappear should be only 1 second. Gogeta has figured out Chinyu's attack. The two attacks naturally made him aware of Chinyu's ability. It can disappear suddenly for a second, and at the moment it disappears, Chinyu's chi and body cannot be felt at all. That means he can jump for 0.1 second. Not bad. I didn't expect to be discovered by you so quickly. Chinyu shrugged, not too surprised. You should know that in the Dragon Ball Super, Son Goku also saw through his flashing skills in several attacks. In Dragon Ball GT, Super 4 Son Goku and Vegeta are more mature and stable than Son Goku, and they are more good at thinking. So it's not surprising that they can discover the characteristics of flashing power so quickly. In this case, come again. The corner of Gogeta's mouth raised, and the moment a smile appeared on his face, his body rushed towards Chinyu. Come on. Chinyu's body flashed again and disappeared completely. When it appeared again, the fist had already appeared on the back of Gogeta's head. If this punch is hit, even Gogeta will definitely not feel good. I remember that I have discovered your abilities. Naturally, such an estimate will not work for me. Gogeta said something very confidently, then suddenly turned his head and blasted out a punch directly at Chinyu. The moment the two fists touched, a huge impact circle spread. The ground collapsed instantly within 1,000 feet. Moreover, it was the two of them deliberately controlling their own power. If they didn't control it, this punch would probably destroy the entire galaxy. After a punch, Jinyu and Gogeta's hanging body moved back hundreds of feet. Sure enough, the flash power is completely useless for you. If that's the case, then give up flashing skills and fight with real power. Seeing flashing power has been cracked by Gogeta, Chinyu didn't want to use it anymore. Gogeta fusion has been 5 minutes, and it is estimated that his fusion will be over in 5 minutes. So the two of them can also fight with all their strength. Call out. When Gogeta and Chinyu were preparing to fight, the god of Jebet suddenly appeared in front of Son Goku and Chinyu. Master Supreme Kai, did you come to Earth for anything? Gogeta looked at God Jebet, and asked curiously. It stands to reason that Supreme Kai generally will not come to Earth, and now the Super Omega Shenron has also been dealt with. He came to Earth at this time, and his purpose is really confusing. That's the case. The ancestors said that the fighting power of the two is too strong, and the destructive power is also very strong. If the two continue to fight, it is estimated that the entire Earth will be destroyed by the two. So the ancestor said, please go to the gods to fight. God Jebet looked at Chinyu and Gogeta and said, you know, the Supreme Kai world is harder than the Earth. The old Supreme Kai is so kind. Chinyu didn't quite believe it. To know the old Supreme Kai in his memory, he was very careful, and he liked to shirk responsibility. Now, for the sake of the Earth, they are asked to fight in the Supreme Kai world, which really makes him a little confused. This is indeed what the ancestors meant. God Jebite could only nod in embarrassment. Master Supreme Kai is really thoughtful. In that case, don't you mind changing the battlefield? Gogeta looked at Qin Yu and asked Qin Yu's opinion. It doesn't matter. Qin Yu shrugged and said. If they are fighting on the earth, the two of them really need to control their power all the time. So there is no way, really fight as hard as you can. But in the Supreme Kai world, it's different. In this way, they can fight as much as they want. Well, in that case, then please grab my body with both of you, and I will take them to the God realm. God Jebbet said quickly. Then Qin Yu and Gogeta put their hands on the body of God Jebbet. Call out. In the next second, he disappeared directly on the earth. When they reappeared, the three had already reached the Supreme Kai world. My ancestor, Mr. Qin Yu and Mr. Gogeta have arrived. God Jebbet respectfully said to the old Supreme Kai. The old Supreme Kai quickly walked up to Qin Yu, with a respectful look and a little dread, and asked, May I ask Mr. Qin Yu, is the energy that you used to kill Omega Shenron before, the energy of God? This is the purpose of his kindness to let the two of them come to the God realm to fight. This old guy, really found destructive energy. Qin Yu sneered, thinking in his heart. I'll tell you later, I don't have time to talk to you now. Now Gogeta's fusion time has passed 6 minutes. They will disintegrate in 4 minutes. So he doesn't have time to talk with the old Supreme Kai. Well, Lord Jiawang, I'll talk about it later. Gogeta also nodded. Then the two of them leapt and appeared directly thousands of feet away. Now you should have no fear, take out all your strength. Qin Yu smiled and said to Gogeta. On the earth, after all, it is impossible to go all out. Hey, you can also use all your strength. A good fight. Gogeta smiled excitedly. Then the eyes of the two men suddenly changed. Ha ha, almost at the same time, a low roar came from the throats of the two of them. The two arrogances soared into the sky in an instant, reaching a height of 100 feet. The two arrogances of gold and grass green collided with each other, and lightning fell from the sky, and the hard ground of the gods was instantly struck out by lightning. The waves of the two people's feet swept in all directions. Ha! The two roared again, and when they waited for the ground exploded in an instant. The body turned into two rays of light and collided together. Rewind. The old Supreme Kai hurriedly said to God Jebbet in horror. God Jebbet also felt the threat of death. He grabbed the body of the old Supreme Kai and used instant transmission. Suddenly disappeared. Boom. The moment the two fists touched, the ground was directly like a huge wave, spreading towards the surroundings. Spread the distance in an instant. The surrounding mountains were directly shaken by the shock wave. The bodies of Qin Yu and Gogeta moved back several thousand feet at the same time. Happy, Qin Yu shouted, although the whole arm was numb, but it was extremely comfortable. I didn't expect such a powerful opponent in this world. Even if this battle is lost, there is no regret. Obviously Gogeta also felt very happy. After all, an opponent of this level, but he had never met him. Haha, after all, Gogeta roared again, and the terrifying golden flames skyrocketed again. Like a sharp sword out of its sheath, it broke through the clouds in an instant. Can you break through, again in one fell swoop? Ha! Qin Yu followed with a violent roar, and the grass-green arrogance immediately rose again. Rumble. The two arrogances kept colliding and resisting each other, and the entire Supreme Kai world shook violently at this moment. Shoo shoo. In the next second, the two rushed directly to each other without any hesitation. Boom boom boom. The two figures collide constantly, without any fancy, it's a collision of strength. Every time you touch the God realm, you will tremble violently. Within a few seconds, countless huge sinkholes appeared on the ground of the God realm, riddled with holes and devastated. My ancestor, did we do something wrong? If they continue to fight, the God realm will probably be destroyed. God Jebbet frowned and said in a low tone to the old Supreme Kai. The battle between Gogeta and Qin Yu far exceeded their imagination. If they were given some more time, the God realm would definitely be destroyed. Then the two of them will also be killed. The power of the two of them is indeed much stronger than I thought. I just wanted to figure out the energy of Qin Yu, but I didn't expect it to bring a crisis to the gods. The old Supreme Kai, who has never been so serious, said with a serious face at this time. If the God realm was really destroyed because of their battle, then my own sin would be serious. Time passed by every minute and every second. 3 minutes passed quickly. The Supreme Kai world at this time is like a flatboat in Wangyangzhong, crumbling. It seems that it may be swallowed by huge waves at any time. I feel some changes in my body. There is still a minute left, maybe it is really possible to break through. After feeling the change in his body, Chinyu showed a look of joy on his face. My current strength is already strong enough, I only need an opportunity, I only need to pierce the film that prevents me from breaking through. I can become Super Saiyan 2 in the Super Saiyan. This time, let us tell the winner. Vegeta also seemed to feel that his fusion's time was a little short, so he said to Chinyu. Next, he will launch the strongest attack. If there is still no way to defeat Chinyu, it can only be said that Chinyu is too powerful. Okay, I have this intention too. Chinyu nodded, he just meant it. Aha! Vegeta roared again, and the golden flames rising up into the sky turned into a golden dragon. Roar, bare teeth grinning, aggressively. The light green energy around Chinyu also turned into a giant dragon. Both dragons seemed to have the ability to swallow the Milky Way. Ha! The bodies of Chinyu and Vegeta flashed out at the same time, and their fists hit each other heavily. The two dragons also collided together. The moment the fists collided, the whole world seemed to be silent at that moment. Click! The arrogant dragon shattered instantly. Rumble! The entire god realm began to collapse in an instant, and cracks that were thousands of feet wide spread out in all directions. And Vegeta's body suddenly flew out, and a mouthful of blood spurted out of his mouth. Finally, a breakthrough. A look of excitement appeared on Chinyu's face. Huang Tian paid his attention. Just now, in the strongest encounter with Vegeta, he broke through Saiyan 2 as he wished. Unbelievable, that guy still retains such a huge power. Vegeta was shocked. With the punch just now, he thought it would be a lose-lose situation. But now it seems that Chinyu is not injured at all. When Vegeta was shocked, fusion suddenly disbanded, and the two became Son Goku and Vegeta. It's only 10 minutes, how did fusion release? Vegeta was puzzled. It seems that after our two fusions became Super 4 Vegeta, their strengths were too huge, so the time will be greatly reduced. Son Goku thought for a while and said, apart from this possibility, there should be no other reasons. But it's unbelievable, Chinyu is so tough. Even Super 4 Vegeta is not his opponent, and I feel that he still seems to retain more powerful strength. Son Goku fixed his eyes on Chinyu and said, although I don't want to admit it, this guy is really ridiculously strong. Even the haughty Vegeta had to assume the power of Chinyu at this time. Hiya! When Son Goku and Vegeta shocked Chinyu's strength, Chinyu suddenly roared. Rumble! The whole god realm was trembling again. Clouds of golden lightning fell from the sky. And Chinyu's anger unexpectedly began to soar at this moment, almost spreading to the entire universe. No! Impossible, that guy's anger is still rising. Vegeta shook his head in horror. Too strong. It's a monster. Son Goku also opened his mouth wide. In the shocked expressions of the two, Chinyu's form began to change. And at this time on Earth. This breath, it's Mr. Chinyu's anger, how is this possible? After Son Gohan felt Chinyu's anger, his expression was astonished. You must know that he was brought to the Supreme Kai realm by the god Jebel just now, and the Supreme Kai realm does not exist directly in the universe like them on the Earth. It's in another dimension. Unless you are in the underworld, you won't be able to feel the aura of the Supreme Kai world at all. At this time, Mr. Chinyu's anger has reached the Earth, which is too exaggerated. So strong, I can feel a very depressed feeling. Trunks frowned and said, this feeling made him very uncomfortable. It should be the suppression of blood. If I didn't guess wrong, Mr. Chinyu's Saiyan bloodline should be more pure than Dad and Uncle Vegeta. Son Gohan thought for a while and said, it is because of this suppression that they will feel the feeling of depression. It seems that Dad and them have been defeated. Supreme Kai world. Golden lightning struck densely. The grass-green arrogance of Chinyu's body turned a little bit of gold. It was different from the cyan gold color of Super Saiyan, and it was completely golden at this time. The whole body was covered with a golden halo, and even the hair became golden. A pinch of bangs danced in front of his eyebrows, which resembled the form of Super Saiyan 2. The only difference is that Chinyu is surrounded by golden lightning, and the pupils are also golden. Of course, the most important thing is that breath, it's incredible. That guy has transformed again. Vegeta stared straight at Chin-Yu, eyes full of envy and jealousy. Saiyan is also Saiyan, and he is also Prince Saiyan. Logically speaking, he has the purest and noble blood. Saiyan should be the strongest. Unexpectedly, this guy who appeared out of nowhere would turn out to be so powerful. And he seemed to have a very terrifying suppression of himself. Especially after he had just changed his shape, the feeling of suppression became more obvious. This guy, his cultivation talent is indeed very powerful. I can guarantee that he will never break through this transformation before fighting Gogeta. It was with the help of the power of fighting Gogeta that it became the form in front of me. Son Goku looked at Chin-Yu, and the excitement in his eyes had become jealous. You know that Chin-Yu's current strength is too strong. Is this the power to pass Saiyan 2? I feel that my strength seems to have increased dozens of times. Chin-Yu squeezed his fist, obviously very satisfied with his strength at this time. We must know that when ordinary Saiyan changes from Super Saiyan to Super Saiyan 2, his strength will only double. After becoming Super Saiyan 2, his strength has increased dozens of times. This is the advantage brought by the legendary bloodline. With my current strength, if I see Champa next time, I can easily rub her on the ground. Chin-Yu thought for a while and said to himself. He is very confident now, even if he meets the strongest gods of destruction Beerus, he still has an 80% chance of winning. Moreover, I have an opportunity to travel through time and space. Now that he has used the power of Super 4 Gogeta to successfully break through Super Saiyan 2. Then it's time to go by yourself, other time and space. Call. Chin-Yu took a long breath, quit the super game and turned into a normal state. Looking at the ruined Supreme Kai world, it was still a bit embarrassing. You guy is really admirable. Single strength is far surpassed by me and Vegeta. Son Goku walked up to Chin-Yu and said with some envy. One day you will be able to possess or even surpass this kind of power. So, come on. Chin-Yu smiled and encouraged Son Goku. If they can reach the level of the full game god, they may surpass their current self. The system uses time and space shuttle capabilities. Chin-Yu issued instructions to the system directly in his mind. Now that he has successfully become Super Saiyan 2, there is no need to stay in this time and space. The host will randomly appear at any point in other time and space when using the space-time shuttle ability. Is the host confirmed to use the space-time shuttle ability? The system's electronic synthesis sound is up. Of course, use. Chin-Yu said without hesitation. Regardless of the time and space, it is not a big problem for myself. Of course, it is best to be able to appear directly in the Dragon Ball time and space. In this case, I can go to Champa and talk about life again. Okay, the space-time shuttle capability is activated. As soon as the sound of the system fell, Chin-Yu's body suddenly disappeared in the Supreme Kai world. What? Where did Chin-Yu go? What's going on? Seeing Chin-Yu suddenly disappear out of thin air, Vegeta was shocked. It's not like using instant transmission, it just disappeared out of thin air. Son Goku was also quite surprised. At this time, Chin-Yu has appeared in another time and space. I can feel several breaths, but they are very faint. Chin-Yu stood in the air at this moment, felt the breath around him, and said to himself. These breaths are very weak, and one of them is Vegeta's. Did I shuttle to the time and space before? Vegeta's anger is quite weak, even weaker than Son Goten and Trunks in GT time and space. It should have traveled to the time and space before. Forget it, just take a look at it. Chin-Yu looked in the direction where the breath came, and then his body flashed and disappeared instantly. At this time, in a valley, there were several very familiar figures. Super Saiyan Vegeta, Android 17 and 18. There are also Android 16, Piccolo, Trunks and Klin who are standing aside. Understood. It turns out that my time and space traveled to the time period of Dragon Balls, and it was when the cyborg just appeared. Chin-Yu looked at the super game Vegeta and the cyborgs below, and said lightly. At this time, he had completely hidden his breath, so the people of Vegeta naturally couldn't feel it. At this time, there is no opponent at all, so it would seem a bit too boring. In this period of time, the strongest combat power is the full body cell, as well as Son Gohan of Super Saiyan 2. However, in their own eyes, they are completely like little bugs. It can be said to be very weak. But maybe it's not entirely without gain. Chin Yu set his sights on Android 18. Android 18 is known as the #1 beauty in the Dragon Ball world, of course, although this has benefited from some book masters. But this is also inseparable from the beauty of the 18th. Just like a divination mother-in-law, no one will make her book, right? The Android 18 in front of me is exactly the same as when Dragon Balls first appeared. Zebra print long sleeves are matched with a denim vest, black tight stockings and orange barrel boots. A golden shoulder-length short hair set off the cool temperament. I have to say, it's really fascinating. The facial features are more exquisite than in Dragon Ball, the first goddess of Dragon Ball, well deserved. Judging from the destruction of the valley at this time, it should have been a battle just now. Vegeta's breath is very disturbed, and there is a trace of blood on the corner of her mouth. Puppet doll, this uncle will never let you go. Vegeta wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth, his eyes flashing with anger. I didn't expect that. I had just become Super Saiyan, and I hadn't shown it well yet, and I was so frustrated in the hands of this puppet doll. Absolutely unforgivable. Humph. Android 18 snorted and stroked his hair gently. There was a scornful smile on the corner of his mouth. She didn't pay attention to the Vegeta in front of her, but they were just released by Dr. Gero, and they were somewhat boring. Since Vegeta had delivered it to the door by himself, he could only entertain him. Cut. Ha! Vegeta yelled, and rushed towards number 18 again. It looks like Vegeta is about to be defeated. At this moment, Piccolo frowned and said in a low tone. Although Trunks and Tien Shinhan did not speak, they also agreed with Piccolo's statement. The physical fitness of Android 18 has not dropped at all, and Vegeta has been exhausted very seriously after a long battle. Click. At this moment, Android 18 kicked Vegeta's arm directly. Ah! Vegeta let out a miserable cry. His face was full of anger, not reconciled. Obviously he has become the strongest Super Saiyan, and his strength may have surpassed Kakarot. But why now? I can't even beat a puppet doll. Dad. Seeing Vegeta's arm being kicked and broken, Trunks instantly jumped up and became Super Saiyan directly. Raising the sword of the brave in his hand, he slashed towards Android 18. Call out. Just as Trunks' sword was about to fall on the 18th, Android 17 suddenly appeared in front of the 18th. One hand directly blocked Trunks' sword of bravery. I said, this is the battle between the 18th and Vegeta, no one can intervene. After the faint voice of number 17 fell, he kicked Trunks directly in the chest. Bang! Boom! Trunks' body plunged directly into the rock wall, instantly returning to normal. Okay, so strong, Super Saiyan is completely vulnerable in front of them. Piccolo, Tien Shinhan, and the others in Klin looked terrified. Let's go, number 18, it seems that those three guys have no courageous hands. Let's go find Son Goku for fun. Maybe he is more fun. It easily defeated Trunks, and Android 17 obviously didn't want to kill him. Instead, he turned his head and said to number 18, okay, I haven't played enough anyway, after you find Son Goku this time, can't you intervene? Number 18 lifted the bangs in front of his eyebrows behind his ears, and said to no. 17. It doesn't matter. Number 17 shrugged. He didn't have much interest in Son Goku. Go, number 16. Then he shouted at number 16. And at that moment, a figure suddenly fell from the sky. At the same time a faint laughter sounded. If you haven't played enough, I can play with you. Chapter 41. After the faint voice fell, Android 17, 18, including Vegeta and Piccolo, looked at the figure at the same time. And this figure that appeared suddenly, of course, was Chin Yu, who had just arrived in this time and space. Who is it? Piccolo asked first. They had never seen this face, but he could feel a huge amount of energy in his body. Danger, a very dangerous feeling. I don't know, I haven't seen him before, but the moment I saw him, I felt a great sense of oppression. Both Klin and Tien Shinhan shook their heads. They have been on the earth for decades, but they are sure they have never seen this person in front of them. Do you think he looks a lot like Saiyan? Piccolo asked again. The hairstyle and the body are very similar to Son Goku. You say that, it's really a bit like. But didn't Vegeta say that he and Goku are the only survivors of Saiyan? Klin asked rhetorically. If it was Saiyan, Vegeta, as the Prince of Saiyan, should have known it. I don't know if this guy is an enemy or a friend, let's observe it first. If it is an enemy, the situation will be quite bad. Piccolo said in a low tone. Although this guy hides his breath most deliberately, the feeling of danger cannot be hidden. And I am very keen on the sense of crisis. After hearing Piccolo's words, both Clin and Tien Shinhan frowned. Oh, here comes another guy who knows nothing about life and death. What, do you want to compete with us? With a faint smile on the corner of Android 17's mouth, he asked Chin Yu. There is disdain in the words. You know that even the strongest Super Saiyan is not their opponent. Now that such a guy suddenly appears, how can he compete with their strongest cyborg? Aren't you not having fun? I'll just play with you. Chin Yu said lightly to Android 17. Then he turned his attention to Android 18. Chin Yu is not very interested in fighting with them, but is very interested in the 18th. Oh, if you want to play with us, do you want to have that qualification? Number 17 still has a face of disdain. A human being, who dared to yell in front of him like this, really did not know how to live or die. Of course there is that qualification, because you can't be my opponent at all. Chin Yu said with a confident smile at the corner of his mouth. Cut, this kind of ignorant self-confidence is really unpleasant. It just happened that the battle with Vegeta was a little unpleasant, so he let me solve it, number 17. Number 18 said with an unhappy expression. You know, Vegeta broke his favorite clothes just now. It's just that the guy has lost the battle, and he doesn't want to kill him. So I can only find this arrogant guy in front of me to vent my anger. It doesn't matter, I'm not interested in this kind of guy yet. Number 17 shrugged and said indifferently. Now he is only interested in Son Goku, I hope that guy will not let himself down too much. After number 17 agreed not to interfere, number 18 looked at Chin Yu. Said, your luck is very bad, I am in a bad mood now, so you may be worse than Vegeta. Is it? Then I but want to see how I am worse than Vegeta. Chin Yu still smiled and said confidently. Cut, it's really unpleasant, your success gave me the desire to beat you, and you will know soon. On the 18th, Willow frowned slightly and said to Chin Yu. Anyway, their purpose is to play all kinds of games everywhere, now it is really boring. Then in front of Son Goku, teach this arrogant guy a good lesson and vent his anger. Come on, I just use one hand, and stay still, if you can make me move, even if you win. Chin Yu stretched out a hand and smiled happily. What? That guy is saying that he can beat a robot with one hand. What's a joke? Hearing Chin Yu's arrogant words, Vegeta, Piccolo and others were shocked. I doubt that they have heard it wrong. Especially Vegeta, he has personally experienced the power of Android 18. Even Super Saiyan can't help her at all, the guy in front of him is even more capable of bragging than himself. Gluck, haven't you seen them being frightened stupid by your words? Number 18 didn't get angry but laughed, obviously amused by Chin Yu's words. Just kidding, there is no existence stronger than their artificial humans in this world. It's really arrogant, but the more arrogant you are, the more miserable you might end up in a while. Number 17 also smiled coldly and said to Chin Yu. Okay, then I will slightly modify what I said just now. Apart from standing still with one hand, the three of you can shoot at me at the same time. If you move, I will lose. Looking at the shocked and unbelievable people, Chin Yu said with a confident smile again. Cut, it seems that you are not arrogant, you are simply a fool. I only need one move to make you never stand up again. Looking at Chin Yu's triumphant smile, number 18 felt like she was being looked down upon. So she must teach this guy a good lesson so that he understands the cost of arrogance. At this moment, number 16 who had been teasing Xiaonao suddenly spoke up. I advise you two to better not mess with him. I just analyzed his data, which is really outrageous. It's like a bottomless pit, he is not something you can handle. Yo, I thought you guys didn't speak. But you don't have to grow up other people's ambitions to destroy your own prestige. Although you are a failure, I am the strongest cyborg. It seems you don't even know how good I am, number 16. Hearing that number 16 actually said that the guy was amazing, number 17 naturally didn't believe it. You should know that Dr. Gero said that number 16 was a failure, so his strength is average. Maybe he didn't even know how good he was, so he would say ignorant words like the person opposite is very good. Believe it or not, there is nothing wrong with my data analysis. No more explanation after the 16th. Your own data is absolutely not wrong. Since the two of them don't believe it, then forget it. Anyway, my goal is to kill Son Goku. I won't fight with anyone until I find Son Goku. Cut, coward. Then we will let you see our true power. Number 17 spoke to number 16 confidently, then turned to look at number 18, and said, Number 18, show the power of our infinite energy artificial man to number 16 well. The 18th looked at Chin Yu, only beckoned to Chin Yu, obviously wanting Chin Yu to attack. It's better for you to shoot first. Wouldn't it be a breach of promise if I attacked it? Chin Yu said lightly. Cut, this is what you asked for. I will defeat you in an instant. Number 18 raised his brow, and then kicked his right foot on the ground, and his body shot out instantly. The clenched fist hit Chin Yu heavily. Seeing No 18's attack, Chin Yu shook his head. This speed, in my own eyes, is even slower than that of a snail. Sure enough, at this time, their combat effectiveness was too weak and outrageous. On the slight side of Chin Yu's body, he easily dodges No 18's fist. What? Hidden away? How is this possible? No 18's face changed, obviously very shocked. It's kind of interesting, I actually escaped the attack of 18 good. Number 17 puts her arms on her chest, and said with a smile looking at the show. Although the guy avoided the punch of number 18, he didn't think that he could beat No 18. It's so fast, maybe he wasn't talking big just now. Seeing Chin Yu avoiding No 18's fist calmly, Piccolo said quickly. It seems to have seen hope. It's really fast to avoid the attacks of artificial people. I don't know how powerful it is. Tien Shinhan also stared at Chin Yu closely and whispered. Cut, just escaped a punch by fluke. This time, you are not so lucky. Number 18 seemed to be even more annoyed because of a missed punch, and directly raised his foot and swept towards Chin Yu. Chin Yu's body twisted again and easily escaped the 18's attack. Impossible, you fool. Both attacks were avoided, and Chin Yu's face was relaxed. This relaxed expression turned into a provocation in No 18's eyes. I must beat you down. Number 18 gave a sweet cry. Shoo! The fist kept blasting towards Chin Yu. The speed is quite amazing, as it was for Piccolo before. They couldn't see the punching movement of number 18 at all. But Chin Yu's body was constantly twisting, which perfectly avoided No 18's fist. In 1 minute, the 18th made 100 punches, but did not even touch the corner of Chin Yu's clothes. That guy seems to have some strength. On the 17th, the confident smile disappeared, and there was a bit of surprise on his face. He could see that the 18th had already increased her speed to the extreme. But still can't touch that guy's body. This shows that his speed is very fast, very fast. You fool, what kind of man do you keep avoiding? On the 18th, there was no way to touch Chin Yu's body, so she cursed a little angrily. It seems you want to learn about my strength. If this is the case, then come again. Chin Yu hooked his finger towards number 18 again, motioning her to continue attacking. Arrogant fool, I'm going to kill you. On the 18th, this time he squeezed his strength and hit Chin Yu directly with a punch. This time Chin Yu didn't avoid it, but extended his right index finger. What? That guy wanted to take the Android 18 attack with one finger. Is he kidding? Piccolo, Tien Shinhan and Klin were stunned by Chin Yu's actions. Isn't this seeking a dead end? Only the result of the next second made everyone's eyes fall in shock. Snapped. Because Chin Yu's index finger steadily caught No 18's fist. The body is as solid as a rock, without any movement. The corners of his mouth still wore a confident arc, his face remained unchanged. No. Impossible, absolutely impossible. The 18th is obviously the most trembling heart. She is very confident in her own strength. It is estimated that besides her younger brother number 17, it is impossible for anyone to be her opponent. The guy in front of him not only exploded himself in speed. It was a finger that blocked my full blow. Are you surprised? I didn't even use 1/1,000,000th of my power. Looking at the extremely shocked number 18, Chin Yu said with a faint smile. This is the truth, he did not even display 1/1,000,000th of his power. Hey, number 18, what are you doing? Get rid of that guy quickly. Number 17 also seemed to see the clue, and hurriedly shouted at number 17. This guy is a bit different. No. 18 Willow frowned and said in a deep voice. It looks like you two should go together. Chin Yu smiled and said to number 17 and no. 18. Anyway, there is no difference between one of them and two of them. Don't be too smug, you fool. Do you really think I can't take care of you? Number 18 frowned tightly. Obviously her self-esteem was very strong, very strong. It's okay for Chin Yu not to say this. When he says this, it's like being stepped on his tail. Shoo. Turning around, number 18 launched a stormy attack on Chin Yu this time, using both fists and feet. But every time, he can be easily blocked by Chin Yu. And from beginning to end, he only used one finger to block. Although I really don't want to admit it, but the strength of this fool is indeed very strong. With my strength alone, he is not his opponent at all. Number 18 frowned, thinking secretly in her heart. If the previous few times were all coincidences, then she is already very clear now that there is a huge power gap between her and Chin Yu. Number 17, come and help. This guy is much stronger than we thought. Countless attacks have no effect at all for Chin Yu. Number 18 can only bite the bullet and say something to no. 17. You are really embarrassing number 18, you can't even solve such a guy. Look carefully, how did I hit him on the ground with a punch? The corner of no 17's mouth raised, obviously quite excited. He knows that Chin Yu does have some strength, and it is precisely because of this that he will feel excited. If he was called Vegeta's opponent, he wouldn't feel that way at all. Don't underestimate him, he is very powerful. Number 18 reminded again. You must know that you are not much weaker than no. 17. Cut. Number 17 gave a cold snort, and then his body burst out instantly. I have to say that the speed of the 17th is indeed faster than that of the 18th. But it was only a little bit faster, and in Chin Yu's also, there was no gap at all. Get me down. Something arrogant. Number 17 screamed. In his opinion, this punch can definitely knock Chin Yu away easily. Snapped. Only in the next second, Chin Yu squeezed his fist. I can't help myself. Chin Yu's voice fell, and he pulled number 17 to his side. Then the right knee is directly on top. Boom. There was a deep noise. Wow. A mouthful of sour water came out directly from no 17's mouth, the pupils of the whole person shrank, and the number of people who rode was suffering greatly. After killing number 17 in an instant, Chin Yu directly loosened no 17's fist. Number 17 lay softly on the ground. Wow. Constantly vomiting acid water. No. Impossible. How can there be someone stronger than me in this world? Absolutely impossible. On the 17th, it is still hard to believe that there are people in this world who are stronger than him. If you say that, when you come to the 16th just now, what is said to be true? Number 17. You fool, I'm going to kill you. Seeing that number 17 was easily defeated, number 18 shouted and rushed to Chin Yu again. Okay, I heard that women can't just get used to it, sometimes it may be even more impressive to give a lesson. Chin Yu looked at the number 18 who was rushing over, and directly hit the number 18 in the lower abdomen. Although Chin Yu controlled the power and won't hurt the 18th, the short-term pain is still inevitable. What? Number 18 gasped, holding her belly with pain on her face. With anger in his eyes, it felt like he was going to cut Chin Yu 1,000 times. If the eyes can kill people, Chin Yu is definitely too late. Asshole, I will never let you go, absolutely not. Number 18 clenched his fists tightly and looked stubborn. My name is Chin Yu, please come to me for revenge anytime. Chin Yu smiled faintly and said, although the impression I left on the 18th is not very good, but fortunately it is deep enough. You wait. After number 18 gritted his silver teeth and finished speaking, he held number 17 directly, jumped up and flew away. The 16th is also close behind. After the three of them flew away, Piccolo and others recovered from the shock. No, I can't believe that there is such a powerful person in this world. Too strong, two cyborgs can't do a single move in his hands. I used to think Goku was the strongest, but Goku was not worth mentioning in front of him. By the way, his name seems to be Chin Yu. After Piccolo, Tien Shinhan, Klin and others recovered, they were all shocked. This shock cannot be calmed for a long time. And Vegeta, whose arm was interrupted by a pile of rocks on the side, had a face that looked like pig liver. Very, very ugly. Open. What's the joke? I just broke through Super Saiyan. Vegeta grabbed the stone in his hand. This blow was too heavy for him. I thought he would be invincible after becoming Super Saiyan. But when he met a cyborg who could easily defeat him, and he wanted to wait until he defeated the cyborg to become the strongest in the world. There was a guy who defeated 2 cyborgs in an instant, and it seemed, maybe it was Saiyan. This is absolutely for oneself. Piccolo looked at Chin Yu, and then flew directly towards Chin Yu. Mr. Chin Yu, thank you for defeating the cyborgs and saving us. Piccolo is responsible for the intelligence of the Z warriors, and at this time he also realized that this guy who appeared suddenly is powerful and unimaginable. You must not offend. Don't thank me, I didn't mean to save you, and even if I didn't do it, they wouldn't kill. Chin Yu glanced at Piccolo, and said lightly. The cyborg in this time and space is completely different from the future time and space in Trunks. Although they are all artificial humans, the bloodthirsty nature of the future time and space can be said to be completely free of conscience as a human being. Only endless destruction and killing. The artificial humans in this time and space are obviously different. They don't kill people casually. It can be said that since they came out on the 17th and 18th, they have never killed a single person. Especially on the 17th, he loves nature very much. In the Dragon Ball Super, he has become a forest ranger who guards endangered animals. I just fought the cyborgs and had my own ideas, not to save Piccolo and them. Anyway, even if they are not saved, they will not be killed. Anyway, thank you for your shot. Piccolo didn't refute Chin Yu's words, but thanked again. At this time, the injured Trunks also walked in front of Chin Yu. Said, but in the future time and space, they killed a lot of people, half of the Earth's human beings were killed by them, even the big brother Gohan. Even brother Gohan was killed. After speaking, Trunks clenched his fists tightly. This was the pain in his heart. If it wasn't for saving himself, brother Gohan gave himself the last fairy bean. He won't lose an arm and was killed by an artificial man in the end. It was precisely because of this that he came to this time and space that did not belong to him. The cyborg in this time and space is different from that in your time and space. You will know later. Chin Yu still has a good impression of Trunks, the future lone warrior. With one's own strength, guard the Earth in the future time and space. It can be said to be very great. So between words, it can be regarded as gentle. Hearing Chin Yu's words, Trunks stopped talking, although he still didn't believe that the artificial humans in this time and space would be good people. It's just that Chin Yu's strength is too strong. He can beat Android 17 and number 18 in an instant. That means he can easily kill himself, even all of them. After Chin Yu finished speaking, his body disappeared into the sight of everyone in a flash. ... Call out. When he reappeared, Chin Yu had already arrived at the heavenly temple of the earth. Mr. Chin Yu. God looked at Chin Yu nervously. As the god of the earth, he naturally saw clearly what happened on the earth just now. Although he doesn't know the origin of Chin Yu, the only thing he can be sure of is that he is very strong, especially strong. Naturally, Chin Yu was not surprised by this. After all, he is the god of the earth, this little thing naturally can't escape his eyes. Well, I have seen the gods. Chin Yu respectfully bowed his hand to the god of self. Although Chin Yu is colder sometimes, it's just relative to the guy he doesn't like much. Like the gods in front of them, Chin Yu didn't want to put on airs, because it seemed too low profile. The god is obviously a little surprised Chin Yu's attitude. After all, such a strong guy can completely ignore him as a god. I don't know. What advice does Mr. Chin Yu have when he comes to the Temple of Heaven? Surprised, God hurriedly asked. Although the other party's attitude is very humble, but I don't dare to be sloppy. After all, the strength of the other person is there. I can't talk about suggesting. I just want to borrow the spiritual time house for a few days. I wonder if it is inconvenient. Chin Yu smiled, and continued to speak mildly. Of course it is convenient, Mr. Popo, please take Mr. Chin Yu to the spiritual time house. The god hurriedly said to Bobo. Number 1, God. Mr. Chin Yu, please come with me. Bobo nodded, and then walked directly to the spiritual time house. Along the way, Mr. Popo also told Chinyu some rules of the spiritual time house. For example, the gravity inside the environment is more severe than that of the Earth. And if a person can only go in for 2 days in his life, this kind of restriction is only relative to ordinary people. With Chinyu's strength, it can completely break the dimensional wall of the spiritual time house. Although he is fine no matter how long he stays in it. After walking into the spiritual time house, Chinyu looked at the surrounding environment. Except for the small house just entered, there is almost a vast expanse of white space. It's not much different from what appears in Dragon Ball. Okay, start practicing now. 3 days should be enough for me to fully adapt to the form of passing Saiyan 2. Walking to the center of the spiritual time house, Chinyu said to himself. The purpose of his coming to the spiritual time house this time is to consolidate his form of passing Super 2. Although there are no strong characters in the original Dragon Ball during this time period, there may be some discrepancies in reality. So it's always right to improve your own strength. Of course, if you can also try to continue to integrate Ultra Instinct into normalcy. Time passed quickly, and the 3 days outside almost passed by in a flash. At this time, Chinyu, who was in the spiritual time house, had been there for 3 years. I have almost fully grasped the form of Super Saiyan 2. It seems that it is time to go out. At this time Chinyu had stopped practicing and said to himself. With his current stable pass form, it should be enough to defeat gods of destruction Beerus. Moreover, I still have several years to practice, so I don't need to be too anxious. Then Chinyu walked out of the spiritual time house. At this time, outside the spiritual time house, there were several people waiting. Son Goku, Vegeta, Trunks, Son Gohan and others. Squeak. The door of the spiritual time house rang, and everyone cast their gazes over. Mr. Chinyu. Is he Chinyu? Sure enough, there is a very strong sense of oppression. Trunks and Son Goku rang almost at the same time. And Chinyu glanced at Son Goku and others, not too surprised. In this way, Son Goku's heart disease is almost healed. And at this time there was a very evil spirit on the earth, if he didn't guess wrong. It should be the breath of Cell. Hello, this is Son Goku. Son Goku smiled and walked to Chinyu, and proactively introduced. Chinyu. Chinyu nodded, and responded faintly. By the way, have you completed your cultivation? Son Goku asked again. The purpose of their coming to the Temple of Heaven is also to practice in the spiritual time house. Because Cell is too powerful, if they don't practice in the spiritual time room, they can't be Cell's opponents at all. It's just that when they first came to the temple, the gods told them that Chinyu was practicing inside. So they didn't dare to bother. After all, after listening to Trunks and Piccolo, Chinyu is very powerful. And without knowing whether it is an enemy or a friend, he naturally wouldn't provoke him. Well, you can go in anytime. After Chinyu finished speaking, his body jumped and disappeared directly into the celestial temple. Sure enough, this guy's strength seems really unpredictable. After Chinyu left, Son Goku pursed his lips and said excitedly. For such a powerful guy, he will always be very excited. Hey Kakarot, I want to be the first to go in for practice. At this time, Vegeta walked directly in front of you and said to Son Goku coldly. After being defeated by the cyborgs, he almost went on autism. So he must be the first to enter cultivation. He can't wait to clean up Cell, and let everyone understand that the strongest Saiyan is still him, King Vegeta. Oh well, but 2 people can go in at the same time in the spiritual time house. This time, you and Trunks will go in first. Son Goku doesn't matter. Anyway, it doesn't make much difference who goes first. Now that Chinyu is out, I can just see if he will conflict with Cell. Cut, with that kid. Vegeta glanced at Trunks disgustingly. But in the end there was no rejection. In any case, Trunks is his own son. At this time, on an island north of the western capital, most of the island was bombarded. Apparently it was just after the baptism of battle. Chinyu's body appeared in the air, watching the situation below. At this time, there are 4 figures, namely Android 18, Android 16, Klin and Cell. At this time, Cell seems to have absorbed Android 17 and turned into an extremely ugly second form. On the island, number 16 has been seriously injured and half of his head has been cut off. Clin tightly held the remote control developed by Bulma. As long as he pressed the button on it, he would be able to destroy the 18th. But Clin is hesitant now. How? What? Is it really going to be ruined? Clin looked at the 18th. The grip is tighter. It is indeed a pity to destroy the 18th, after all, such a beautiful girl. But if she is absorbed by Cell, the whole Earth may be destroyed. The 18th is now opposite, looking at Clin with a cold face. She knew that the remote control in Clin's hand could destroy herself, so she didn't dare to make a move. And there is a powerful Cell looking for himself. Yes, I'm sorry, it's all dead anyway. If you let Cell absorb you, even Goku will not be able to beat Cell. So, I must kill you. Clin's eyes suddenly became firm. Luahua is intentional and ruthless, but she knows exactly what she is. Even if she is intentional, Android 18 will not take a fancy to her. And at the cost of the Earth, the price is too great. Seeing Clin's firm expression, No 18's eyes became even colder. But at this time, there was a person in her mind. That's right, the guy who can easily beat himself and number 17. He is so strong, why not come out and stop Cell? That fool, I want to take care of him. But now it seems that I have no chance. On one side is the small bald head that destroys his own remote control, and on the other side is the extremely powerful Cell. There is a dilemma, and there is no way to hide it. Yes, I'm sorry. Clin gritted his teeth and pressed directly towards the red start button. Call out. Almost at the same time, Chin Yu's body suddenly appeared. Chin Yu, that fool. A look of horror suddenly appeared in No 18's eyes. Did he really show up? But at this time Clin found that the remote control in his hand was missing. This kind of thing, it's better not to exist. Chin Yu raised the corner of his mouth and smiled faintly at number 18, then the remote control in his hand dropped to the ground, stomping sloppily. You, Mr. Chin Yu, what are you doing? Clin frowned. Now that the remote control has been destroyed by Chin Yu, there is no way he can kill No 18. In this way, if the 18th is absorbed by Cell and turns him into a complete body, then no one can stop him anymore. What am I going to do? Do I need to explain to you? Such a beautiful girl, if it disappears like this, I will feel distressed. Chin Yu said to number 18. There was still a look of shock on No 18's face, and he didn't expect this fool to actually appear at a critical moment. But if Cell absorbs number 18, the Earth will be over. Clin's face was rather ugly. He was very unwilling to make up his mind to destroy a kawaii girl like the 18th. It's better now, not only didn't destroy the 18th, but he became a bad guy. A Cell in such a small amount, is it necessary to be so nervous? Chin Yu said disdainfully, let alone a Cell that has completed its second transformation, even a Cell that has become a full body is as weak as a small worm in front of oneself. Can you deal with Cell? Hearing Chin Yu's words, at this time, number 18 hurriedly asked. Of course, it is no exaggeration to say that I can kill him with one finger. Chin Yu said with a smile. Then can you save the 17th? He was absorbed by Cell just now. Number 18 gritted his teeth, although he didn't want to turn to Chin Yu for help. But as far as the current situation is concerned, other people on the planet are no opponents of Cell at all. And he and number 16 are equally powerless. The only one who can beat Cell and save number 17 is Chin Yu. Yes, but after I save the 17th, what benefit can I get? Chin Yu said to number 18 jokingly. On the 18th, the Willow frowned slightly, and couldn't think of how to answer. He really doesn't know what Chin Yu likes. Moreover, with his strength, it is estimated that many vulgar things are simply insignificant. Okay, just kidding with you. The Cell guy is here. As soon as Chin Yu's voice fell, a green figure fell from the sky. What you hid is really hidden, which made me look for it for so long. Give up resistance, number 18, and be a part of me. I will let you feel what is the ultimate power above the universe. An evil, greedy smile appeared on Cell's face, and he looked at number 18. If you want to become a perfect body, you must swallow the 18th. Now the opportunity is here, this time, I will never let her escape. You run, number 18. At this time, number 16 hurriedly said to No 18. Run. Where else do you want to run? Cell is proud of his face. No one on this earth is his opponent. Where can she go? And it's over. Clin looked at Cell, and hurried back several steps in fright. I shouldn't have any hesitation just now, I should destroy the 18th in the first moment. In this case, they still have a chance to compete with Cell. But now, there is no chance. How? What to do? On the 18th, he had seen Cell's strength with his own eyes, so he was still a little scared at this time. Can only look at Chin Yu. Don't worry, it's just a long, disgusting beetle. Chin Yu smiled, looked at Cell and said, What? Who are you? Cell looked at Chin Yu with a look of surprise in his eyes. In my memory, no matter it is the future time-space, or this time-space, it seems that there is no such a guy. Me, of course it's the one who will kill you. Chin Yu still said with a sneer. Ha, to my life, you don't even know how good I am now. Perhaps. You just used arrogant words to cover up the fact of your fear. The color of surprise in Cell's eyes quickly disappeared. Then he returned to the cold, and said to Chin Yu. It's so self-righteous. Call out. Chin Yu didn't bother to continue talking nonsense with Cell. Because the second form of Cell looks too disgusting. He felt that if he talked a few more words with Cell, he would have to throw up. What? People? Cell instantly stunned. Because the moment Chin Yu flashed out, it completely disappeared from his sight. Even the breath can't be felt at all. Bang! In the next second, a clear fist mark suddenly appeared on Cell's chest, which collapsed. Wow! The moment a mouthful of purple blood spurted out, his body flew out directly. Boom boom boom. Small islands were continuously being destroyed, and the sea surface was divided into two, causing huge waves. Are you kidding me? Clin's shocked chin has fallen to the ground, and his eyes are about to protrude. Even Son Goku and others in the God Realm were shocked. Although they all knew that Chin Yu was very strong, they did not give Cell a chance to fight back at all. This is too abnormal. Cell's body directly sank 7 or 8 islands before stopping. It seems a little bit uncontrollable. Looking at several small islands that were instantly destroyed, Chin Yu said with a look of embarrassment. Guru, this fool, how powerful is it? Number 18 swallowed hard and looked at Chin Yu in amazement. It is impossible to imagine his power. Call out. And Chin Yu's body flashed again and appeared directly in front of Cell. Wow wow. Cell was lying on the ground, vomiting constantly, light green liquid mixed with purple blood spit out from his mouth. Obviously it is very painful. What's wrong? Wasn't it arrogant just now? Can't you even take a punch from me? Looking at the painful Cell, Chin Yu laughed coldly. I won't forgive you. Wow. Cell hammered the ground hard. But he was vomiting uncontrollably. Wow. Suddenly, Cell directly spit out number 17 from his mouth. No. Impossible. Cell quickly grabbed number 17 and wanted to swallow it again. Snapped. Chin Yu kicked it out and hit Cell's chin hard. Click. A crisp bone crack sounded, and Cell's entire head was completely deformed. The body also flew upside down again. At this time, number 18 also rushed over, quickly helped number 17 up, and then looked at Chin Yu. Okay Cell, you can disappear. Chin Yu's playful eyes suddenly became cold. Then a purple energy ball was directly condensed. Destroy. After the sound fell, the destructive energy from the fingertips flew out instantly and penetrated Cell's chest. The small island behind him and Cell's cell directly began to turn into purple light spots and began to disappear. No. No, impossible, I can't possibly lose. Cell's screams echoed for a long time on the island, but his body has disappeared without a trace. Hiss. This guy, in addition to being strong, he is also very decisive in killing, and he didn't give Cell any chance at all. Seeing Chin Yu instantly kill Cell, Son Goku took a breath. Unexpectedly, Cell, which made them completely helpless, was killed by Chin Yu so easily. It's really powerful and outrageous. I just hope that no one on Earth will provoke him, otherwise the consequences will be disastrous. Piccolo said solemnly. After speaking, I looked at Son Goku. Don't look at me like that, Piccolo. Although that guy's strength really makes me feel excited, but I won't just say anything like the test, because the gap between us now is too big. Seeing Piccolo's gaze, Son Goku hurriedly smiled and said. Naturally, I really want to compete with Chin Yu, but I can only think about it. The gap between them is too big. That's good, but I hope that Vegeta guy will be a little safer then. Piccolo thought for a while and said, the arrogant Vegeta, that's a time bomb. ... Number 17, are you okay? Hurry up and wake up. Number 18 shook No 17's body, obviously he still cared about his brother. Don't worry, he's fine, just temporarily unconscious. Really, really, of course, what did I lie to you? Okay, I'll do it to the end. Since I saved you, I will help you again. After Chin Yu finished speaking, with a sudden wave of his right hand, 7 football-sized Dragon Balls appeared in front of him. This is the 7th Dragon Ball of Universe Namek. When I was in the 6th universe, I once completed a mission in the 6th universe. So at that time, he took the 6th universe 7 Dragon Ball directly. Anyway, staying there will not do much for them. This wave of operations by Chin Yu naturally shocked Son Goku and others. After Chin Yu summoned Shenron of Namek in the 6th universe, Shu's wish was for the bombs in the bodies of number 18 and number 17 to be removed. Chin Yu's approach moved the 18th very much. Well, the bomb in your body has disappeared. Although there is no way to return to the previous humans, this should be pretty good for you. After making a wish, Chin Yu said to number 18 after putting the 7 Dragon Ball in the system backpack again. Why do you want that wish? No 18's face is quite tangled. He is a normal woman, and he will naturally have the feelings of a normal woman. For the first time, this guy hit himself and made himself very angry, but also made himself remember him firmly. Just a few minutes ago, he suddenly appeared when he was facing the danger of being absorbed by Cell while facing the possibility of being destroyed by the remote control. He smashed the remote control with 1 foot, defeated Cell with 1 punch, and saved himself. It is impossible to say that there is no throbbing in my heart. Especially the man in front of him, with handsome facial features, and extremely powerful. Anyone who is a normal woman would have a good impression of him. When women are most helpless, they are most vulnerable to fall. And now, he actually made a wish to let the bomb in his body disappear. This made her heart moved again. I like this. Why, don't you plan to thank me well? Chin Yu shrugged and said with a smile. Don't be whimsical, don't think you saved me, I will forgive you for hitting me before. I won't thank you. Number 18 suddenly said to Chin Yu with a stubborn look. Then he picked up number 17 directly and flew into the air. Then turned his head to Chin Yu and said, even if the previous things are even, I forgive you, there will be a period later. After speaking, I flew away. Looking at the number 18 flying away, Chin Yu smiled and shook his head and said, woman, just a hard mouth. Number 18 and number 17 appeared on another island. I said the 18th, actually I think that Chin Yu is pretty good. Number 17, who had been in a coma, suddenly spoke. When did you wake up? Number 18 looked at number 17 in surprise, and asked. She has always been like Chin Yu in her mind now, lingering. So on the 17th, she was a bit startled just now. Woke up very early. I think that Chin Yu is really good. Although he is not as handsome as me, he can make do with it. The strength seems to be better than me. If he is my brother-in-law, in fact, I am not particularly opposed to it. Number 17 said to number 18 with a sly smile on his face. In fact, what he said was true. A man like Chin Yu is absolutely unforgettable, and from what he did just now, it can be seen that he also has a very good impression of the 18th. Otherwise, they will not be courteous for no reason. And as a younger brother, he still knows number 18 very well, and she definitely has some interest in Chin Yu too. Otherwise, he won't look dazed. Shut up on number 17, you don't need to talk about me. Also, what is it that Chin Yu is not as handsome as you? Only a little better than you. You are too narcissistic, right? Number 18 glanced at number 17 coldly, and said with contempt. Let's take a look. I turned my elbows out. As a younger brother, I can remind you that a man like Chin Yu is hard to find with a lantern. You don't cherish that some women like it. If you miss this village, you won't have this shop. After talking on the 17th, he stood up and moved Kinyo. Being absorbed into the body by Cell is really uncomfortable. Quickly shut up, talk nonsense and I will tear your mouth apart. Number 18 scolded number 17, and then seemed to be lost in thought. On the side, number 17 smiled, not speaking. My sister. Sometimes it's too arrogant. Originally Cell was reserved for Son Goku and Son Gohan and others to upgrade, but now he was easily killed by himself. It is estimated that the history of this time and space will be slightly changed. But Chin-Yu naturally wouldn't care about this kind of thing. Anyway, Son Goku likes to practice. There are still 7 years before Majin Buu appeared. He should be able to break through Super Saiyan 3. As for Son Gohan, he will become Nobihan anyway, so it doesn't matter. As time passed day by day, 3 months passed quickly. At this time, Chin-Yu also used some means to get himself a comfortable villa in Exedu. After all, I practice hard and try my best to become stronger, isn't it just to make myself live better? During these 3 months, Chin-Yu was not in a hurry to practice but was enjoying life. At this time, 2 figures appeared in the sky above Chin-Yu's villa. These 2 people are the 17th and the 18th. I think we'd better not go. Number 18 was a little bit twisted, and said to no. 17. What, are you scared? Isn't this your character? Number 17 looked at number 18 and made a joke. My sister said that she didn't like it, but she was in a daze every day for 3 months. As a younger brother, he naturally knows what the 18th is thinking. So today, in the name of thanking Chin-Yu for his life-saving grace, he has become an adult. After all, it is a good thing to have such a powerful brother-in-law. What am I afraid of? On the 18th, quibble quickly. In fact, although she doesn't want to admit it, she also knows her heart that he likes Chin-Yu. Because of these few months, that guy will come to mind almost every day. This made her very uncomfortable, but she was embarrassed to take the initiative to find Chin-Yu. Since you are not afraid, let's go. After speaking on the 17th, his body fell directly into Chin-Yu's courtyard in a flash. Number 18 can only gritted his teeth and followed. At this time Chin-Yu was watering the little flowers and grasses leisurely, and was a little surprised to see number 17 and no. 18. Yo, this is a rare guest. You two came to me. Chin-Yu put down the water bottle in his hand, smiled and looked at the 2 of them, and said. In fact, he also wanted to go and look for the 18th, but then he thought about it, man. Never be so proactive. Looks like he is licking a dog like that. Sometimes, the method of boiling the frog in warm water can achieve better results. Now it seems that I was right. This isn't the last time you saved us from Cell. I haven't had time to thank you. So today, thank you for your life-saving grace. Number 17 also said with a calm smile. The number 18 behind him blushed inexplicably. Yes, let's go. Go and sit inside. Chin-Yu finished speaking and walked directly into the hall. The 18th can only follow up. Chin-Yu and number 17 seemed to be chatting very speculatively, and they talked for more than 3 hours. Mr. Chin-Yu, your house seems to be quite big. Our 2 brothers and sisters still have no fixed homes. The 17th finally started to get to the point. After talking for such a long time, how can Chin-Yu not know the idea of number 17? This guy is obviously here to match himself with the 18th, and I have to say that this brother-in-law is indeed very righteous. It's really big. If you 2 don't dislike it, then live here. Chin-Yu looked at number 18 and said. Who wants to live with you? You have already thanked the 17th, hurry up and go. After finishing talking on the 18th, he left the villa in a panic. But Chin-Yu is not in a hurry. Since the 18th is here today, the frequency will be more frequent in the future. He believed in this. As time passed day by day, 7 years passed in a blink of an eye. In the past 7 years, some enemies like Bojack appeared on the earth, but they were easily solved by Son Goku and others. Son Goku's strength has reached the level of Super Saiyan 3, and even Vegeta has become Super Saiyan 2. Of course, Chin-Yu's strength has also been greatly improved. Android 18 has also successfully become the hostess of Chin-Yu Villa. And at this time in Chin-Yu's villa, today seems to be the time for the No.1 Budokai in the world. Son Goku and Vegeta invited you to participate half a month ago. Are you sure you are not going? Number 18 said to Chin-Yu. The temperament of number 18 at this time has changed significantly from that of 7 years ago. It is a transformation from a girl to a woman. As for why there is such a transformation, it is estimated that only she and Chin-Yu know. The first prize is 10 million yuan, which is quite attractive. If Chin Yu goes to participate, you can definitely get this bonus. It's boring, their strength is too weak, and we are not short of money now, right? Chin Yu spoke to number 18 lightly. The two of them have actually been together for 7 years, but Chin Yu didn't have children. Because Chin Yu feels that he is still weak, and he hasn't even reached the level of angel. Although such strength is considered top in the universe, it is vulnerable to a real ruler. If you have a child now, maybe it will only become your own fetter. Okay, but I have signed up. It's a bit too boring to stay at home anyway. Number 18 continued to speak. Although the 10 million bonus is nothing to them, after all, they can buy a lot of beautiful clothes. Okay, you may have unexpected gains if you go. Naturally, Chin Yu would not stop this kind of thing. But since the world's #1 martial arts club is about to begin, Majin Buu must be coming out soon. The junior group of the Budo Club seems to have already started. Are you sure you don't want to check it out? Number 18 asked again. If he left, Chin Yu would inevitably be a little boring alone. Go, I want to leave the earth temporarily, not for long. Chin Yu said with a smile. In fact, he had already planned. Ready to go to another planet and meet someone. Other planets. Okay, then you have to be careful. Number 18 actually doesn't worry about Chin Yu, because he knows Chin Yu's strength very well. Maybe no one in this world will be Chin Yu's opponent. Of course, it's just because she didn't know that there are many strong men in this world. After speaking, on the 18th, I went directly to the venue of the world's #1 Budokai. Okay, then I'm leaving too. Chin Yu's right index finger and middle finger nodded at the center of his eyebrows, then his body flickered twice and disappeared into the room. Unlimited instant transmission, this is the ability he has acquired in the past 7 years. When it appeared again, Chin Yu's body had already reached a deserted planet. There are some huge reefs everywhere on the planet, the air is very sultry, there is no vitality around it, and there are signs of lifelessness. Is this the Wampa planet? It is exactly the same as described in the animation. Chin Yu swept his eyes around, muttering to himself. And he felt 2 breaths, one of which was stronger and the other very weak. It can be ignored. It seems that these 2 breaths should be Brawly and Paragus. That's right. After feeling those 2 breaths, Chin Yu spoke again. That's right, the purpose of his coming to Wampa this time is to find Brawly. You know, Brawly is definitely Saiyan, the 7th most talented universe. In Dragon Ball Super Brawly, the 2 days from the beginning, even the normal Vegeta could not be beaten, and in the end it was directly comparable to the Super Game Gogeta. Although he lost to Super Blue Gogeta in the end, it was enough to show his strength and fighting talent. Definitely a genius among geniuses. Being able to live in this kind of place for decades, the vitality of the 2 of them is also tenacious. Chin Yu smiled, and then his body disappeared again. In the next second, Chin Yu appeared directly in front of a dilapidated universe spaceship. Brawly and Paragus are eating the legs of a giant spider. The moment Chin Yu appeared, Brawly's gaze suddenly came over, and his eyes became vigilant and fierce. People. After Paragus saw Chin Yu, the spider leg in his hand fell directly to the ground, and tears of emotion suddenly appeared in his eyes. 40 years. He finally saw people again. He was finally able to leave this ghost place. It really is you two, Brawly and Paragus. Chin Yu looked at Brawly and Paragus, who looked like savages, and said with a faint smile. After Chin Yu's voice fell, Brawly's expression became more alert. Like a beast, he looked at Chin Yu fiercely. You know us? Are you Saiyan too? Paragus rubbed his hands excitedly. Now that the other person knows himself, it's easier to handle. Maybe he and Brawly could really leave this horrible place. Calm down, Brawly. Then Paragus ordered to Brawly. Hearing Paragus's order, Brawly's watchful look eased a little bit. Who are you? Are you here to pick me and Brawly out of here? Paragus still asked very excitedly. That's it. Chin Yu replied ambiguously. I really wanted to take Brawly out of here, but as for Paragus, I didn't plan to take him away. But, you don't seem to have a universe spaceship. Paragus looked around and did not see the universe spacecraft. If there is no universe spacecraft, they can't leave the planet Wampa at all. I don't need a universe spacecraft. Chin Yu looked at Paragus and said lightly. I don't need a universe spacecraft. How do we leave? Paragus frowned. Is this guy deliberately playing tricks on himself? Before I leave, I need to fight Brawly. Chin-Yu pushed Paragus away, walked in front of Brawly, and said, Brawly's fighting talent is very powerful. I can help him improve his strength, and then take him as a subordinate. I am absolutely unwilling to subdue to those so-called gods in the future, so I need some powerful helpers. For those guys like Son Goku and Vegeta, Chin-Yu doesn't have much interest at present, but Brawly is different. Brawly's talent is very powerful. And he is more loyal, which is the most important thing. Seeing Chin-Yu walking towards him, Brawly's eyes became fierce again. You said you want to fight Brawly. I advise you not to do such a dangerous thing. My son Brawly's combat effectiveness is very powerful, and it is definitely not something you can contend. If Brawly accidentally hurts you by then, that's not good. Paragus said quite proudly. For Brawly, he is still very confident. You must know that even King Vegeta had a combat power of only over 10,000. And his son Brawly now has millions of fighting power, maybe even higher. The guy in front of him wanted to fight Brawly, and he couldn't help himself. If he could not let himself and Brawly leave this ghost place, he really wanted Brawly to kill him. The unseen frog at the bottom of the well. Come on, Brawly, have a good fight with me. If you behave well, I will take you away from the planet Wampa. Chin-Yu glanced at Paragus contemptuously, then looked at Brawly and said. Brawly gritted her teeth tightly, clenched her fists, her arms bulging. However, he looked at Paragus, and seemed to be waiting for Paragus's consent. Well, you will fight him a little bit, but don't hurt him. Paragus said to Brawly. After getting Paragus's consent, Brawly was like a fierce beast, and his body flashed out and rushed towards Chin-Yu. Snapped. Only in the next second, Brawly's fist was easily blocked by Chin-Yu. Then with a grip and a flick, Brawly's body flew out. Boom. Directly smashed the huge reef hundreds of meters away into rubble. What? Brawly was shot flying. How is this possible? Seeing Brawly being thrown away easily, Paragus' face suddenly changed drastically. He is very clear about the strength of his son. Maybe even the Universe Emperor Frieza is not Brawly's opponent. But who is this guy in front of me? Why can he fly so easily? Brawly. Roar. After being thrown into the air by Chin-Yu, Brawly's eyes showed a fierce glow like a beast, and the blue veins all over his body wriggled like a small snake. Release your anger, Brawly. Let me see your true power. Chin-Yu looked at Brawly calmly and said. In Dragon Ball Super Brawly, Brawly belongs to the blood of the stronger Vietnam War. I don't know where his limit will be. Roar. Brawly roared suddenly and shook her arms, and suddenly a grass-green flame burst out of her body. Call out. Then his body flashed, and he rushed towards Chin-Yu again. Shoo. Brawly punches out of nowhere, but it's really fast. Chin-Yu just keeps moving his body, which hides Brawly's fists. It's too slow, make it faster. While avoiding the attack, Chin-Yu said sharply to Brawly. Chin-Yu's voice became a provocation in Brawly's ears. Then he showed a fierce look, and once again raised his strength. Shoo. Brawly's fist soon formed an afterimage. This kind of attack, even Son Goku, who has now become Super Saiyan 3, may not be able to take it down, but Chin-Yu can do his job with normalcy. Snapped. In the next second, Chin-Yu's fist fell directly on Brawly's face. Brawly's body flew out again. This time Chin-Yu apparently increased the power of the attack, and directly knocked Brawly 1,000 feet away, smashing the reef pile after another. No. Impossible, Brawly is so strong, how could he have no power to fight back in this guy's hands? Paragus was already a little dumbfounded at this time. Originally, he was worried that Brawly would accidentally kill Chin-Yu. Now it seems that it's not the same thing at all. Call out. Chin-Yu's body flashed and appeared in front of Brawly. At this time, Brawly's body was embedded in a huge rock, with a look of anger. I know your power is not only this, continue to release your power. Otherwise, you and your father will most likely be killed by me. Chin-Yu said to Brawly coldly. He knows that Brawly is different from other Saiyans, very filial. In Dragon Ball Super Brawly, the reason why he was able to have such a big improvement is because after Paragus was killed, Brawly completely released his anger. Chapter 51. Whispering Sound. Haha. Brawly has a hideous face, Her body is trembling violently, and the blue veins on her face are already raised high. The grass-green halo instantly envelops the body. Ha ha! Rumble! Brawly roared, and the rock pile behind him instantly exploded and turned into powder. Call out! Then he blasted Chin Yu out with a punch. Very fast, Chin Yu hurriedly put his arms on his chest. Bang! The moment Brawly's fist fell on Chin Yu's arms, Chin Yu's body directly retreated, leaving 2 gullies about 100 meters long on the ground. It's interesting, this guy's strength has increased too fast, and this punch actually made me feel a little tingling. Chin Yu said with a look of excitement. It seems that Brawly does a little bit of stimulus. But now it seems that this guy hasn't fought to his heart's content, and he doesn't seem to know how to become Super Saiyan. After all, I have never seen Super Saiyan. That being the case, then I will give him a good guide. Ha ha! Brawly roared again and rushed to Chin Yu. The rhythmless fist blasted towards Chin Yu with the strongest force and the fastest speed. Okay, then practice with you. The corner of Chin Yu's mouth raised, and then his body also burst out. Boom! The fists of the two collided heavily. Rumble! The ground instantly collapsed and cracked. The reef with a radius of thousands of feet was directly shaken into dust, and a huge sinkhole appeared. The entire Wampa planet began to shake violently, and the ferocious spiders and green monsters with hairstyles seemed to feel the threat of death and began to run around. Stop, Brawly, if this continues, the entire planet Wampa will be destroyed. Paragus was directly knocked to the ground and yelled at Brawly. He wanted to leave this ghost place, but he definitely didn't die here. So they can't continue fighting. If the planet explodes, they will undoubtedly die. But at this time, the fighting is in full swing. How can Brawly hear what Paragus said thousands of feet away? Power is constantly pouring out of the body like spring water, and Chin Yu can feel Brawly's improvement with every punch. Boom boom boom. The two fists kept colliding. The entire Wampa planet began to crack rapidly, and ravines with a width of hundreds of meters continued to appear. Good guy, the speed of improvement is so amazing. Chin Yu was secretly shocked. Although he and Brawly have the same blood, this guy seems to improve faster than himself. Although this has something to do with not meeting a strong opponent. Brawly, you two hurry up and stop for me. If this goes on, the planet Wampa will be destroyed, and then we will all die. Paragus yelled, but it was useless at all. At such a distance, Brawly couldn't hear it at all. Even if I heard it, Brawly has already entered a state of madness at this time, and it will definitely not stop. If that's the case, it can only be this way. Paragus took out a remote control from his pocket. This is the remote control I set up to prevent Brawly from running away, and it can generate a medium amplitude current. It won't cause damage to Brawly, but it can prevent him from running away and losing his mind. And just when Paragus was about to press the control button, Chin Yu glanced at Paragus suddenly. Burst. Then the remote control in his hand suddenly exploded. What's going on? Paragus is dumbfounded. How could your remote control suddenly explode? But he never thought it was Chin Yu's masterpiece. Bang! When Chin Yu looked towards Paragus, Brawly hit Chin Yu's chest with a punch, knocking Chin Yu out of 100 feet. Good boy, if that's the case, let's fight in an angry form. Chin Yu suddenly squeezed both fists, and the grass-green arrogance burst out of his body in an instant. Ha! The terrifying grass-green arrogance erupted from his body and instantly rose into the sky. This is Chin Yu's anger form, releasing the power of great ape form in human form. The advantage is that you don't need to become a cumbersome giant ape, but you can get 10 times the power increase. Seeing Chin Yu's transformation, Brawly was slightly stunned. Roar! Then there was a howl like a beast, and the black pupils suddenly turned golden. Like Chin Yu, the grass-green breath came out. The two arrogances are like lightsabers, trying to pierce the entire Wampa planet. Su su su. The two forces collided with each other, hurricanes formed on the ground, and the reefs were destroyed wherever they went. After the hurricane collided, a terrible explosion occurred. It's over, the Wampa planet will be destroyed, and I will die here. No, I definitely can't die in this kind of place. Paragus looked terrified at this time, and his body flew directly towards the distance in a flash. He felt that Chin Yu must have come in a universe spacecraft, but he had hidden it. As long as you find the universe spaceship by yourself, you can leave this ghost place. At this time, Brawly seemed to learn that Chinyu also became angry. The two fought fiercely together again. The Wampa planet shook more severely. If you look from the universe, there are dense cracks in the Wampa planet at this time. Crimson magma surged in the cracks. It seems to explode at any time. Both Brawly and Chinyu became angry. At this time, the more they fought, the more excited they became. Even Chinyu was very excited. Even when fighting Vegeta, I didn't feel that way. Boom! The two fists collided again. Burst! At that moment, the Wampa planet finally couldn't bear the terrifying shock wave and exploded directly. Just like a gorgeous firework, blooming in the universe. At this time, Chinyu and Brawly's bodies are thousands of miles apart, and their bodies are wrapped in a grass-green energy barrier. In fact, Chinyu had already done experiments when he was in the 6th universe, and his own bloodline can survive in the universe. But some energy is needed to form an energy shield. The moment the Wampa planet exploded, Brawly stared at the gorgeous fireworks, and her body began to tremble slightly. The eyes kept twitching, and the pupils shrank sharply. Ah! Suddenly, Brawly held his head in both hands and roared heartbreakingly. It seems that he also realized that Paragus had died in the explosion. Sue sue sue. Then, the terrifying arrogance of the whole body burst out from the body in an instant. The entire universe seems to have turned into grass green at this moment, then black, purple and dark red. It seems to be constantly replacing. And a very, very scary atmosphere is being born. Ha ha! Brawly roared frantically again, a huge ball of energy condensed from around his body. Then directly spread out in all directions. This guy has completely lost his resignation. It seems that this battle will cause a certain amount of damage to the 7th universe. Chinyu looked at Brawly, who was crazy, and said lightly. But the problem is not that he is big, the big deal is to use Dragon Ball to restore the destroyed planet after the event is over. Rumble. Brawly's shock wave instantly smashed several surrounding planets, and brilliant fireworks appeared in the universe again. At this time, East Supreme Kai Asen in the Supreme Kai world was completely frightened. What's going on? Majin Buu and the others are fighting on the earth, but the two breaths against the sky just came from the southern galaxy. East Supreme Kai Asen trembling body, said. Majin Buu alone has caused them quite a headache. And just now after Majin Buu absorbed Vegeta, his strength skyrocketed. Gohan was almost killed, and even the third order Goku of Super Saiyan can't deal with it now. Under this situation, Nanyan appeared too huge chi. These two breaths have completely surpassed Majin Buu and Chaosen Goku. Why such a powerful guy suddenly appeared in the universe? I have never heard of it before. Is the universe really going to be ruined this time? Jebet is also quite desperate on the sidelines. Although Lord Supreme Kai is the biggest god in this universe, the current situation is no longer within the control of Supreme Kai. Maybe this time, it's going to be over. Jebet, Gohan seems to be dying. You can bring him to the god realm. If he can pull out the Supreme Kai sword, he may be able to deal with Majin Buu. East Supreme Kai Asen thought for a while, and said to Jebet. As long as there is a glimmer of hope now, I can never give up. Then, what should I do about the southern galaxy? Jebet asked. Don't worry, those two auras are so strong that we can't control them at all. First, we will find a way to control Majin Buu. If the universe is so big that it will be destroyed by then, we can't help it. East Supreme Kai Asen shook his head, also desperate. At this time in the southern galaxy, Brawly was surrounded by cyan gold arrogance. Obviously, it was because Paragus's breath had completely released his power and turned into Super Saiyan's form. The strength is also countless times higher than the anger form. Have you finally become Super Saiyan? Chinyu looked at Brawly on the opposite side with excitement. Although the next battle may completely destroy the entire southern galaxy, the excitement of this kind of battle is difficult to control. Aha! Chinyu shook his arms, and the cyan gold arrogance burst from his body. It became Super Saiyan directly. At this time, Chinyu and Brawly have almost the same breath, and their appearance is somewhat similar. Roar! Brawly roared, and suddenly a huge grass-green light came out from her mouth. Like a dragon of thunder and lightning, it shot directly at Chinyu. Chinyu slapped his backhand, and directly slapped the grass-green thunder and lightning to fly out. The energy dragon hit an asteroid not far away, and the asteroid was instantly destroyed. After a miss, Brawly roared again and rushed towards Chinyu like a beast. Come on. The collision between Chuan Chao is really exciting. The corner of Chinyu's mouth raised, and his body directly greeted him. Rumble. When the two fists collided, a ripple-like shock wave spread to the surroundings. Wherever the energy wave went, all the planets disappeared and turned into gorgeous fireworks. It seems to be an apocalyptic scene. And at this time in the Gods of Destruction world of the 7th universe, Beerus Master, Angel Whis, watched the battle between Chinyu and Brawly through his staff at this time. Oh, it's unbelievable, Saiyan has become so powerful. These two Saiyan powers even surpass the level of Gods of Destruction. If the two of them continue to fight like this, the entire 7th universe will probably be destroyed. Whis frowned slightly, and said, "This is not possible. If the entire 7th universe is destroyed, Master Beerus will definitely be punished by Master Zeno. Although he will not be punished by that time, once Mr. Beerus is punished, he will stop Angel's function. This is a bit of a problem." Whis hurried to Beerus's palace, and Beerus was asleep. "Master Beerus," Whis called out loudly, but there was no response. "Master Beerus, if you don't wake up, the 7th universe will be destroyed." Whis said loudly again. I saw that Beerus was still completely silent, and there was no tendency to wake up at all. If this is the case, then I can only release my trick. Whis suddenly sang loudly. This is her magic weapon. Every time Beerus is about to wake up, he will sing. It just doesn't seem to be very useful this time. He sang for 5 minutes, and he felt like he was about to vomit. Beerus just turned around, and then went back to sleep. It's just that some drops of sweat appeared on Beerus's face at this time, and his expression was a little trance. Oh, is it possible that Lord Beerus is dreaming? Whis looked at Beerus and said to himself. It stands to reason that his singing can definitely call Beerus. But now it has no effect. Okay, if that's the case, then I'll go take a look first. Prevent the 7th universe from being destroyed before Lord Beerus wakes up. Whis glanced at Beerus, then spoke lightly. And he just saw that the old Supreme Kai, who was once sealed by Lord Beerus, came out of the Supreme Kai sword. This is not a good thing. You must know that the two of them are connected with each other. Once the old Supreme Kai dies, Lord Beerus will also die. At this time, Chinyu and Brawly are still engaged in the fiercest battle. 80% of the entire southern galaxy has been destroyed. Even the Southern Realm King has fled to the planet of the Great Realm King. The King of the Great Realm had already sent a distress signal to Supreme Kai and the others, but at this time Supreme Kai could not protect themselves. There is no time to pay attention to the battle between Chinyu and Brawly. At this time the battle between the two has entered a white-hot stage. Ho 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 ho. Brawly looked up to the sky with a long whistle. Then a huge grass-green energy ball suddenly condensed in his chest. The energy ball instantly grows to the size of 1/3 of an asteroid, and then directly pushes you out towards Chinyu. Brawly's growth is indeed very scary, and his basic combat effectiveness is also quite high. With both of them in the form of Super Saiyan, it is not a simple matter for Chinyu to win. Break me. Looking at the huge energy ball, Chinyu's arm suddenly spawned a grass-green lightsaber and slashed towards the huge grass-green energy ball. Shoo! Thousands of knives were cut in an instant, and the energy ball was directly cut into pieces. Then it exploded with a bang. I'm optimistic about Brawly. You should still be able to change into this form. Chinyu didn't want to continue fighting at this time. If this continues, only the surrounding planets can suffer unwarranted disasters. Aha! Chinyu suddenly roared, and then directly changed into Super Saiyan II's form. Golden thunder and lightning fell from the sky, illuminating the entire universe instantly. And Chinyu's grass green turned directly into blonde, and her hair became pure blonde. A series of tiny thunder and lightning hovered around the body. Call. Seeing this transformation of Chinyu, Brawly's hollow eyes were suddenly taken aback. The body was trembling obviously, but it quickly recovered its violent appearance. Well, that's the end of today's battle. This is the transformation of Super Saiyan 2. I think you will learn it one day after watching it. Chinyu knows that Brawly has no consciousness now. But his transformation just now, He must have been branded in the bottom of his heart, this is an instinct. One day, he will surely become Super Saiyan 2. After Chin Yu's voice fell, his body flashed suddenly. Whoosh! He appeared behind Brawly in an instant. Then the hand knife was raised and landed directly on Brawly's neck. Bang! When the hand knife fell, Brawly's body suddenly stiffened, her arrogance disappeared instantly, and her hair and pupils instantly returned to black. The whole body trembled and fainted directly. Chin Yu lifted Brawly's body. At this time, in the universe, Whis, who was advancing at full speed to prevent Chin Yu and Brawly from fighting, stopped. Oh, did you stop fighting? He raised his brow slightly and said to himself. Originally, he planned to stop Chin Yu and Brawly from fighting because he was afraid that the entire universe would be destroyed. But now that the fighting has stopped, there is no need for him to pass. After all, I am Angel, so I am not very suitable for this kind of thing. Although many planets have been destroyed, but fortunately the battle has stopped. For the next thing, let Master Beerus wake up and solve it by himself. After thinking for a while, Whis could only turn around and flew towards the Gods of Destruction world. At this time, Son Goku and others on the Earth have fallen into a melee. Although Son Goku has become Super Saiyan 3, he is still not Majin Buu's opponent. The Earth has been ruined in a disastrous way. Chin Yu directly transmitted instant transmission to his villa. You are back. Who is he? Number 18 looked at Chin Yu excitedly, then looked at Brawly that Chin Yu was carrying, and asked. He is Brawly, a friend. Chin Yu put Brawly down and said. You didn't know that many things happened during the half-day when you left the Earth. The 18th still seemed to be somewhat horrified. Well, I know it all. I'm back, it's all right. Chin Yu touched No 18's head and said. He wanted to build an energy barrier around the villa. With Majin Buu's attack, he couldn't break his energy barrier at all. As long as the 18th stays in the villa, it is absolutely safe. Okay, now I'll go see the situation too. Chin Yu smiled and said to number 18. To Chin Yu, Majin Buu is nothing more than a tall grasshopper. As long as it is a grasshopper, no matter how high it is, it can be trampled to death. It's just that Majin Buu seems to be quite powerful, even Son Goku is not his opponent, Vegeta has been absorbed. Are you sure? The 18th said with some worry. That Majin Buu seems to be very powerful, so he is a little worried about Chin Yu. Don't worry, how can Son Goku's strengths be compared with me first? Chin Yu said with a confident smile. Although Son Goku has become Super Saiyan 3, they are indeed very weak in front of them. Even if you don't need to transform, you can easily call them to defeat. Then can I go with you? Number 18 asked weakly. Although she knew that Chin Yu wouldn't be able to help, but he just didn't feel relieved. Okay, let's go together. Chin Yu nodded, and did not refuse. Because there is no danger at all to deal with Majin Buu. What about him? Number 18 pointed to Brawly and said. He is right here. It is estimated that when he wakes up, we have already solved Majin Buu. The power of his own hand knife is quite large, and Brawly shouldn't wake up without 8 or 9 hours. Well, let's go then. Number 18 habitually embraced Chin Yu's arm directly. Okay, let's go. Chin Yu felt the breath of Majin Buu, then went directly to instant transmission and disappeared into the room. Call out. When they reappeared, Chin Yu and number 18 had already arrived at the Celestial Temple. At this time, Son Goku of the Celestial Temple was panting with scars on his body. And it didn't change into Super Saiyan III's form, maintaining Super Saiyan 2. It is probably because of the consumption of energy that he can't maintain the transformation of Super Saiyan 3, and the transformation of Super Saiyan 3 originally consumes physical energy. And Majin Buu's appearance has become Gohan Buu's appearance. It seems that even Son Gohan has been absorbed by Majin Buu. As for the others, they disappeared completely, and they were probably eaten by Majin Buu. Chin Yu. The moment Chin Yu appeared, Son Goku called out excitedly. Now he is exhausted and has no physical strength to continue fighting. Moreover, Vegeta, Gohan, and Piccolo have been absorbed by Majin Buu. He alone is equivalent to fighting alone without any help. In fact, he also wanted to let Chin Yu go, but at that time, Chin Yu just happened to be off the earth. Unexpectedly, it appeared now. For him, this is simply a gift in the snow. As long as you join forces with Qin Yu, you can definitely defeat Majin Buu easily. You are really embarrassed, Son Goku. Qin Yu looked at Son Goku and said with a faint smile. Hey, Majin Buu is so powerful, it's like a brown candy, it can't be killed at all. And now he has absorbed Vegeta, Gohan and Piccolo, and he has become very powerful. I really am not his opponent. But if we join hands, I think we can destroy him. Son Goku gave a bitter smile at first, and then said to Qin Yu firmly. Joining hands, that's a bit too much for Majin Buu. Qin Yu looked at Majin Buu and said. The current Majin Buu seems to have absorbed the power of the mysterious Gohan. The strength is quite strong. But it is only relatively speaking, for Son Goku, it is indeed very powerful. But for myself, it is very general, and it can even be described as weak. What, do you want to deal with Majin Buu alone? Son Goku was stunned, apparently thinking that Qin Yu was a little too big. It seems that he doesn't even know how powerful Majin Buu is. In addition to his strength, his regeneration ability is terrifying. Ordinary attacks can't kill him at all. Even his own Kamehameha wave is like hitting a pile of mud, and it can be restored to its original appearance in an instant. Why not? Qin Yu asked back, and this time Majin Buu finally spoke. Hee, it looks like another candy that tastes very good. Listening to your tone, it seems to be able to kill me. Majin Buu showed a grinning smile at Qin Yu, hugged his arms confidently in front of his chest, and said. After absorbing the power of Son Gohan, he is now definitely the strongest existence in the universe, there is no one. Of course, I only need 1 second to kill your junk stuff. Qin Yu stretched out a finger and said to Majin Buu. If you use the power of destruction, you can even make Majin Buu disappear in an instant. It's just that I don't want to do that now. 1 second. Majin Buu was stunned, and then burst into laughter. Ha ha ha, it's a little bug who knows nothing about life and death, and even said such big words. It seems that you don't even know how powerful my strength is. In other words, this guy is simply a self-righteous fool. Come on, let me see your mighty power. Qin Yu smiled and hooked his finger at Majin Buu, signaling that Majin Buu can attack. Little bugs who live and die, I will fulfill you. Majin Buu frowned, obviously annoyed by Qin Yu's confident expression. His body flashed suddenly, and he hit Qin Yu's chest with a punch. Bang! In the next second, Majin Buu's fist fell impartially on Qin Yu's chest. Only, Qin Yu's body didn't move at all, and even his face didn't change at all. What's the matter? Since Majin Buu's punch did not cause any harm to Qin Yu, and Qin Yu's body was as solid as a rock, motionless. Both Son Goku and Majin Buu cried out in surprise. Obviously there is no way to believe it. Especially Son Goku, he is very aware of the horror of Majin Buu. You need to know that this guy's original strength is not weaker than his own, Super Saiyan III's form. And after absorbing Piccolo, Vegeta and Gohan, his strength is even more unfathomable. I didn't expect to behave so badly in front of Qin Yu. What's wrong? Aren't you very strong? Don't tell me, this is what you call a powerful force. Qin Yu grabbed Majin Buu's fist and said with a sneer. Maybe Majin Buu is testing his own strength, maybe he thinks he can kill himself with one punch. So you didn't go all out, did you? No. Impossible. Absolutely impossible. Majin Buu's head shook like a wave. I don't believe what happened before me at all. If he hadn't absorbed Piccolo, Son Gohan and Vegeta. Now he will definitely become angry. But after absorbing the three, his IQ naturally increased. So reason told him that the guy in front of him was very strong, very strong. It's a waste, it's really disappointing. Qin Yu looked at Majin Buu with a look of horror, shook his head, and then shook it hard. Majin Buu's body directly penetrated the temple of heaven and fell to the earth like a falling meteorite. Rumble. The moment Majin Buu's body hit the ground, a huge pit of thousands of feet was directly smashed into the ground, and the dust flew up instantly. Guru. Wow ka, you guy, it's too strong to be too strong. Son Goku swallowed hard and calmed his shock. Then he said to Qin Yu. What he said was the truth, Qin Yu's strength far exceeded his imagination. He originally thought that Qin Yu's strength would be better than Super Saiyan III's own, but he would definitely not have too much. But now it seems that the gap between the two is like a huge difference. Okay, so awesome. Even the number 18 on the side was very shocked. He also knows that Chinyu is particularly strong, but he doesn't know how strong Chinyu is. This is also the reason why she was worried before. But now it seems that her worries are completely unnecessary. Okay, let's go down and have fun with Majin Buu. Chinyu said to number 18, and then took No 18's hand and jumped down. Son Goku quickly followed. He is very curious, how can Chinyu solve Majin Buu, who has such a strong recovery ability? Chinyu's body was suspended in midair, while Majin Buu's body had just crawled out of the huge pit. Some bruises appeared on the body. The facial features are ferocious, and the eyes are burning with raging flames. I will never forgive you. Majin Buu pierced my fist, blood vessels all over my body bulged. Unexpectedly, I absorbed Son Gohan, the strongest on earth, and was so humiliated by this guy. I will never forgive him. And I want to absorb him too. If this happens, I will really become the strongest in the universe. Ha, things that are beyond your capacity, come on. Chinyu beckoned to Majin Buu with a calm face, motioning for him to attack. Arrogant, get me down. Majin Buu kicked the ground with his right foot, and the huge crater on the ground was directly exaggerated hundreds of times. The body turned into a ray of light and rushed towards Chinyu. Last time he only used 60% of his power, but this time, he is doing his best. Give me down. Seeing Majin Buu flying towards him, Chinyu also blasted out with a punch. Boom. The moment the two fists met, a terrifying impact instantly spread. Son Goku on the side was directly knocked out. And number 18, standing behind Chinyu, did not feel any shock waves at all. The moment the two fists touched, Majin Buu's entire arm disappeared and turned into a pink mud. Even the body changed its shape and fell back to the ground again. 2. Too strong, Majin Buu is like a child in front of Chinyu. Son Goku was extremely shocked. The gap between Majin Buu and Chinyu seemed to be greater than the gap between himself and Majin Buu. You know, Chinyu hasn't made any Super Game transformation yet. If he could also become Super Saiyan, or even Super Saiyan 3, what kind of perversion would it be? It's hard to imagine. Chinyu's position in his mind suddenly became much taller. I must kill you. Majin Buu's arm quickly recovered, as if he had completely lost his sanity, roaring frantically. You must know that this kind of blow is very huge for him. A few minutes ago, he thought he was number 1 in the universe. And now, he was so humiliated. This huge contrast makes him unbearable. Call out. This time, Majin Buu's body disappeared again. When he appeared, he was behind Chinyu and punched Chinyu in the back of the head. It's just that his fist hasn't landed on the back of Chinyu's head, and Chinyu's right elbow has landed on his waist. Majin Buu flew out again. Explode. Chinyu turned his head, raised his right hand, a faint voice fell, and the energy ball instantly condensed in his palm. It blasted directly at Majin Buu. Burst. The energy ball hit Majin Buu's body and exploded. He was directly blasted into a bunch of fan meat the size of a fingernail. It's useless. This kind of attack has no effect on Majin Buu at all. Son Goku shook his head and said to Chinyu. Although Chinyu's strength is very strong, if there is no way to kill Majin Buu completely, he won't be able to win in the end. Just after Son Goku's voice fell, the little pink meat froth began to squirm. Soon they began to converge in one direction. Almost in the blink of an eye, Majin Buu has fully condensed again. It's useless. What if you are better than me? You can't kill me at all. After recovering, Majin Buu looked at Chinyu with a grimace and said. Yes, then I want to see, can you keep recovering? The corner of Chinyu's mouth raised, revealing a wicked smile. Then an energy ball condensed in the palm again. Boom. Burst. The energy ball exploded again, and Majin Buu's body became fleshy again. Majin Buu once again condenses and reshapes. Destroyed again. In a full minute, Majin Buu was destroyed more than 20 times. Although Majin Buu has been able to regenerate at this time, it is clear that his recovery speed is getting slower and slower. And his anger has dropped a lot. I said it all, it's useless. You fool can't kill me at all, don't daydream. Majin Buu said to Chinyu with an evil smile on his face. Although he said so, he was very clear in his heart that he was destroyed again and again, and restored again and again. His recovery ability has been continuously weakening, and his chi has also dropped a lot. Although Majin Buu has a strong mouth, he must have felt it himself. His breath has dropped a lot, and his recovery speed has also slowed down. In other words, Qin Yu's method is effective. This guy is really smart. Son Goku naturally felt the change in Majin Buu. The rapid decline in his breath made him completely ineligible to compete with Qin Yu. Am I daydreaming? Don't deceive yourself, Majin Buu. You should know the changes in your own body best. If you are the original Buu, maybe I really can't kill you, but now you have absorbed the people of Son Gohan and Vegeta, so you also have a human weakness. Your resilience is not so strong anymore. I think in 10 minutes, you will be completely killed by me. Qin Yu said to the default existence with a smile on his face. And Qin Yu's words are like a knife, directly inserted into Majin Buu's heart. What Qin Yu said is absolutely correct. After absorbing Vegeta and Son Gohan, his strength has indeed been enhanced. But at the same time, his recovery ability is far inferior to the original form. The strength of this fool in front of him is far stronger than himself, and if this continues, he might really die in his hands. But, I finally absorbed Son Gohan and Vegeta. Am I going to vomit them all out? Majin Buu was very entangled and was in a dilemma. Asking him to spit out Son Gohan and Vegeta is naturally 10,000 reluctance. But the current situation is that if you don't vomit them out, you may face the risk of being killed. It looks like you can only save your life now. Then look for a chance to swallow that fool directly. That fool's strength far surpasses Son Gohan, it's the best choice. Majin Buu turned his gaze, and thought secretly in his heart. After all, fusion has represented the 3 intelligence groups in Dragon Ball, so Majin Buu's IQ is naturally very high. Thinking of this, Majin Buu no longer hesitated. The body suddenly doubled. Woo! A white mist emerged from the stomata on the top of the head, and then a few pupil-like objects flew out of the stomata on the top of Majin Buu's head. Gohan, Vegeta, Piccolo. Son Goku glanced at the 3 of them, flashed his body quickly, and took them down. And Fat Buu was directly ignored by Son Goku and fell to the ground. Then he glanced at Qin Yu. Original. Is this the purpose of Qin Yu? After getting the 3 of Son Gohan directly out of their bodies, Majin Buu's body began to shrink. Soon he became as petite as Frieza. Oh, he kept hammering his chest, making a weird cry in his mouth. Then his body flashed and blasted directly towards Qin Yu. Snapped. Qin Yu took Majin Buu's fist easily. A sly smile was raised at the corner of his mouth, and he faintly said to Majin Buu, I lied to you just now. Even if it becomes the original form and the regeneration ability becomes stronger, I can make you disappear completely in an instant. It's a pity, you probably don't have any reason now, otherwise you might be very angry. Majin Buu didn't seem to understand what Qin Yu said, but was caught with his fist. Majin Buu was like a mad rat, making weird noises and struggling frantically. Destroy! Qin Yu's cold voice fell, and Majin Buu's fists instantly turned into purple spots. Soon it spread to the body. Oh! The screams echoed in the sky, and within a second, Majin Buu's body disappeared completely. And even Majin Buu's chi disappeared without a trace. Oh! What's the joke? Majin Buu was killed so easily. Son Goku was completely confused. Qin Yu's ability seemed to completely surpass his imagination. You must know that they are working hard, and Gohan has also been exploited by the old Supreme Kai. There is absolutely no way to fight Majin Buu like this. Of course, the main reason was that Vegeta was too turbulent in front of him and was directly absorbed by Majin Buu, so I couldn't restrain Majin Buu. Unexpectedly, it was easily solved by Qin Yu. Qin Yu, thank you so much this time. If it weren't for you, the earth would be destroyed this time. Son Goku sincerely thanked Qin Yu this time. You must know that he was completely exhausted just now. There is simply no way to deal with Majin Buu, and Supreme Kai can't be very busy with them. I'm also a human being on the earth. And the 18th is still on the earth, so naturally I won't let the earth be threatened. Qin Yu smiled and said to Son Goku. Hey. Son Goku smiled, and did not continue to say thank you. And at this time in the Supreme Kai world, the old Supreme Kai seemed to be frightened in some way, and his body was trembling constantly. Ancestor, what's wrong with you? East Supreme Kai Asing looked at the old Supreme Kai with a terrified look, and asked. Majin Buu was clearly dealt with just now, why does he still look so scared? No, it should be more scared than when Majin Buu appeared. Yes, Mr. Supreme Kai, hasn't Majin Buu been dealt with by that Qin Yu? Why do you look so scared? Jabbat on the side also asked. You two fools, didn't you feel it at all just now? The old Supreme Kai glanced at Dong Supreme Kai and Jibit, and asked. What do you feel? The two of them looked dumbfounded. They didn't feel anything, the only feeling was that Qin Yu was really strong. The strength completely surpasses Goku. Lien Yuangu Majin Buu was quickly killed by him. It's really two idiots, that Saiyan named Qin Yu, the ability to kill Majin Buu just now should be destruction. Don't you know at all? The old Supreme Kai hated iron and steel. How can they not feel such obvious damage? Destruction, what is that? But it is indeed very powerful to be able to kill Majin Buu in a second. Dong Supreme Kai said with some confusion. But he has never heard of destroying this ability. Cut, how did you stupid become Supreme Kai? Haven't the previous Supreme Kai tell you? Old Supreme Kai yelled. As a Supreme Kai, you don't even know about destruction. I'm really sorry, my ancestors, I really don't know, and I haven't heard of other Supreme Kai. Dong Supreme Kai Asen lowered his head awkwardly and said. Destruction, that is the exclusive ability of gods of destruction, possessing the terrifying power that can destroy the entire universe. This ability can only be mastered by Lord Gods of Destruction Beerus, but why does a Saiyan master this ability? The old Supreme Kai explained while wondering. He also couldn't figure out that a Saiyan actually mastered the destructive energy, which was a huge threat to the entire universe. Gods of Destruction, Lord Beerus, East Supreme Kai, Asen and Jibit are still dumbfounded. These two names are even more strange. The old Supreme Kai could only explain it word by word to the two of them. And Qin Yu's destructive energy was not only discovered by the old Supreme Kai, but also by Whis in the world of gods of destruction. It's incredible that Qin Yu has the destructive energy. Where did he come from? Whis was also puzzled. 7th, universe should only be able to master the destructive energy, and it should only be the talent of Beerus. Now even a human has mastered this ability. It seems that this matter must be told to Lord Beerus. Whis looked at Beerus who was still sleeping, and said to himself. You know that there are such powerful humans in the universe, but it's like an uncontrollable time bomb. And at this time on the earth. After Qin Yu killed Majin Buu, Son Goku also collected 7 Dragon Balls again, resurrecting all the Earthlings killed by Majin Buu. In Qin Yu's villa, Broly has woke up. Yo, are you awake? Qin Yu looked at Broly who opened his eyes and said with a smile. The moment Broly opened her eyes, she stood up awkwardly and looked at Qin Yu warily. You. Who are you? Where is this place? Where is my father? Broly stared at Qin Yu and asked 3 times in a row. Introduce yourself, my name is Qin Yu. This is the Earth, as for your father. The planet exploded while we were fighting, and I'm sorry for not being able to save him. Qin Yu said to Broly sincerely. Of course, this is a polite remark, if he wants Paragus, it's no problem at all. But Qin Yu didn't want to save him. First, the guy was not good to Broly, but used Broly as a tool to avenge the Vegeta father and son. I don't like this very much. Second, if he is brought to Earth, if he directs Broly to make trouble, it will still be a little troublesome. Third, the purebred Saiyan has aggressive cells in his bones. It is a bit more honest that the guy is trapped on the planet Wampa, but when he arrives on the Earth, it is estimated that he will cause trouble again. So it's better to just let him stay in hell, that place is also suitable for him. My father is dead. Broly clenched her fists tightly, her eyes seemed to start to become violent. Broly, calm down. Your father is dead. You can't come back from death. You need a good life, understand? Qin Yu put a hand on Broly's shoulder and said to Broly with a serious face. Looking at Qin Yu's gaze, Broly seemed to feel a sense of danger. The violent breath instantly calmed down. Hoo-hoo. Broly's heavy breathing was evened out little by little, and her violent expression returned to normal little by little. Well, you will be my brother from now on, and I will never treat you badly by staying with me. Qin Yu patted Broly on the shoulder and said seriously. Brawly raised her head and looked at Chinyu for 10 seconds before nodding. He felt something in Chinyu's body that made him very jealous. Something that made him afraid to resist Chinyu. Okay, I'll take you to the bath first, and then have something to eat. At that time, I will teach you how to control the super game transformation. Chinyu smiled and said to Brawly. Brawly's heart is very simple, so he wants to win Brawly. A pure-hearted, loyal, and strong person is not easy to find. Now that I found it, I can't miss him. After all, in the future, I don't want to be trampled under the feet by those high gods all the time. You can erase yourself casually, and it feels very bad that your destiny is in control of others. Especially after he has the strength, with that kind of talent and ability, he is more eager to change all of this. Okay, Brawly nodded, and then followed Chinyu. In the next half day, Chinyu took Brawly and ate almost the entire western capital. The two ate nearly 10 million things. You must know that Son Goku spent 480,000 yuan on a meal when he was a child, and he ate all of the old Turtles championship bonus, and Brawly, this guy is simply the reincarnation of a starving ghost. A meal was devoured and swept several restaurants directly. Of course, as Saiyan, his appetite is quite amazing. So two people eat 10 million things, it's not that much. And obviously, the food on the earth is much more delicious than those giant spider legs on Wampa Planet. When the two returned home, it was already night. Early the next morning, Chinyu woke up Brawly early. Then the two walked into the gravity room. He needs to train Brawly. Although Brawly has a strong talent and very strong power, he does not know how to use it now. If he keeps fighting like this, meeting a well-matched opponent may leave him exhausted to death. So I must teach him to learn to control his sanity while transforming. Brawly, from today I will guide you in your practice. Although you have incomparable power, you still can't control it now, so the two of us will spend here for some time. Chinyu said to Brawly with a serious face. Yes, Master Chinyu. Brawly nodded quickly and said to Chinyu. That face of honesty is a bit cute. Maybe it was because Chinyu took him to a full meal yesterday, maybe because Chinyu was the second person he had direct contact with besides Paragus. So Brawly has no complaints about Chinyu now. Master, you seem to be much older than me. But the expert as a teacher, my strength is stronger than you, so I will take advantage of you. Chinyu thought for a while and said, I am only in my 20s now, plus the days when I was in the spiritual time house, I was just 30 years old. And now Brawly is in her early 40s. But since he taught him, he called master and felt it himself. Okay, let's start now. From now on, you need to control your breath a little bit. Remember to keep your sanity. If you lose your sanity, I will stun you immediately. Chinyu said seriously. Brawly also nodded seriously. After a day of training, Brawly was knocked out 20 times. But Chinyu is not discouraged. After all, it is impossible to control his anger and sanity in one day. After all, Brawly is a special bloodline. Time passed by day, and 2 months of time passed by in a flash. On this day, Vegeta came to Chinyu's villa. Vegeta, what are you doing? Chinyu and Brawly just came out of the gravity room to practice, and they saw Vegeta. He is the Saiyan Brawly. Vegeta looked at Brawly and asked. Obviously, his eyes are a little bad. No way, Vegeta seems to be hostile to other Saiyans. Especially, Saiyan who is better than him. Yes, it's my half-apprentice. Chinyu patted Brawly on the shoulder and said. And Brawly's gaze looking at Vegeta was also very unfriendly, gritting his teeth tightly, as if Vegeta was his enemy. However, Chinyu also understands that after all, Paragus has been instilling in Brawly the idea of revenge on the Vegeta father and son for 40 years. That kind of thinking has long been ingrained. As Mr. Chinyu's apprentice, it seems to hate me a little bit. What? Need to compete? Vegeta raised the corner of his mouth and said to Brawly defiantly. Since I am Chinyu's apprentice, I guess my strength is not too bad, right? It just so happens that you can fight a good fight yourself. Hearing Vegeta's provocation, Brawly's breath suddenly began to rise, grinning glaringly at Vegeta, her black hair dancing with the wind. Calm down Brawly, what you want to fight is opportunity, and now you can't control your strength perfectly. Chinyu glanced at Brawly and said lightly. As soon as Chinyu's body and mind fell, Broly immediately returned to normal. Obviously, the results of this month are still very obvious. And you, there's something to say, nothing to get out of. Chin Yu said impatiently at Vegeta. If this guy just came to provoke him, he wouldn't mind giving him a ride. Cut. Hearing Chin Yu's unceremonious words, Vegeta gritted his teeth, but dared not speak. 5 days later is Bulma's birthday party. In order to thank Mr. Chin Yu for saving everyone this time, Bulma specially invited Mr. Chin Yu to the birthday party. I will invite Mr. Chin Yu to attend. When Vegeta said this, it was obviously very embarrassing. Own dignified Prince Saiyan, when did he do this kind of errands? But think about the loud voice of Bulma that bothers me all day long, and I won't let myself practice without being called Chin Yu. And I wanted to see what Saiyan trained by Chin Yu was like, so I came. Birthday party. Chin Yu thought for a while. Well, we will participate when the time comes. Anyway, to eat and drink for free, and bring Broly with you. Not only can you save a lot of money, but you can also take a good day's rest. After all, after practicing for so long, both myself and Broly need to rest. Sometimes the combination of work and rest can be better. Okay, I hope that when that time comes, we can have a good fight. Vegeta glanced at Broly and said. Broly also has a fierce look. If it weren't for Chin Yu by his side, he would have gone up to beat Vegeta a long time ago. Time flies, especially for cultivators like Chin Yu and Broly. 5 days passed almost in a flash. Are we really going to Bulma's birthday party? Early in the morning, the 18th said something incredible. You know that in the past few years, Bulma and the others have invited Chin Yu many times, but Chin Yu never participated. Even the number 1 Budokai in the world has no interest at all. It's really rare to attend Bulma's birthday party this time. Don't you like lively? Today we will go lively. Besides, our family's recent expenses are a bit big. Chin Yu looked at Broly and said jokingly. Forehead. Broly, who was devouring breakfast at this time, suddenly stopped, and there was a touch of embarrassment on his face. The expense is indeed a bit big, so let's have a meal today. The 18th is obviously more happy. Although they are not short of money at all, the birthday party should be quite lively. Well, let's go. After Chin Yu finished speaking, he took number 18 and Broly directly to the location of Bulma's birthday party. Bulma's birthday party directly covered a tourist island. I have to say that local tyrants are local tyrants. When Chin Yu and the others arrived, most of them were already there. Son Goku family, Klin, Piccolo, Tien Shinhan, Master Roshi, Tenjin Dend, etc. Yo Chin Yu, you are here. He is Broly, right? When Son Goku saw Chin Yu's arrival, he ran over, and immediately looked at Broly. Chin Yu accepted a Saiyan apprentice named Broly. Basically everyone knew about it. Originally, Son Goku was not interested in this kind of party at all. He would rather watch the dinosaurs hatch their eggs for a day. But when I heard that Chin Yu and Broly were both here, he naturally ran over too. Okay, Chin Yu nodded. Hey, Broly seems to be very strong too. I really want to do a couple of tricks with him. Son Goku rubbed his fist and said with excitement. I advise you to dispel this idea. You are afraid that you will be rubbed against the ground by Broly. Chin Yu smiled and joked. Although, this is indeed the truth. Even if Broly is in an angry form, he can rub the current Son Goku on the ground. Huh, is Broly so strong? Hearing Chin Yu's words, Son Goku looked surprised. If this is the case, then Broly is too strong. Do you think I'm joking? Chin Yu asked rhetorically. In this case, I really want to try if I get the chance. Son Goku said eagerly. Just forget it with a Chin Yu, now there is another such powerful Broly. At this time, Son Gohan, Klin and Piccolo all walked over to say hello to Chin Yu. Most of them are thanks. After all of them know very well that Son Goku at the time has no way to defeat Majin Buu and protect the Earth. Had it not been for Chin Yu's force to kill Majin Buu, they would have died now and the Earth would be gone. So they are naturally grateful to Chin Yu. Okay Broly, today you will let go of eating belly, eat as much as you can. Chin Yu turned his head and said to Broly. Hearing this, Broly ran towards the food with bright eyes. Let's go and see too. Chin Yu took No 18's hand and walked over. The Earth at this time seems to be completely peaceful, without any crisis. And now in the 7th universe. Gods of Destruction World. Aha! Gods of Destruction. Beerus yawned and licked his paws with sleepy eyes. Master Beerus, are you finally awake? Whis' tone is calm, but there is obviously something unpleasant. This guy couldn't wake up no matter how he called. He usually woken up his singing voice, and his throat became dumb, and he didn't wake up. Whis, how long did I sleep this time? Beerus opened his eyes a little bit, and asked still weakly. Your lunch break is 38 years, Lord Beerus. Whis replied faintly. In fact, Beerus slept for the shortest time this time compared to the past. It's just that now there seems to be some things in the universe that need him to solve. It's only 38 years. No wonder you are still so sleepy now. By the way, I seem to have a dream this time, a very real dream. Beerus sat up suddenly and said to Whis. This dream instantly awoke Beerus. A dream? What dream did Master Beerus have? Whis asked curiously. But for Beerus's dream, he is less hopeful than you. Because it is an impossible dream almost every time. I dreamed of a human being. It seems to have become my rival in my dream and defeated me. Beerus squeezed his fists and said with a displeased expression on his face. This kind of dream is really absurd. Apart from Whis in this universe, it is impossible for anyone to be his opponent. And still a human. Are you kidding me? Although he didn't believe it, this dream made him feel very upset. This is why he has such a short lunch break this time. A strong human enemy can still defeat Lord Beerus. Hearing this, a figure suddenly appeared in Whis' mind. That was the guy who almost ruined the entire universe more than 2 months ago and mastered the destructive energy. Saiyan suddenly appeared. Well, yes, that's it. The dream this time is extremely real. Although I don't believe that there are people who can compete with me in the universe, I still have to confirm it. Beerus said with a serious face, and there was no sleepiness on his face. Oh, then Lord Beerus, remember the name of the rival that defeated you in your dream? Whis asked again. It seems to be called. What legend? What Saiyan? Ah, I can't remember it a bit. Beerus shook his head, and said anxiously. He remembered the dream clearly, but he did forget the name. The legendary Super Saiyan. Whis spoke out lightly. Yes, that's the name. The legendary Super Saiyan. By the way, Whis, how did you know this name? Do you know this guy? Beerus asked urgently. Whis, this guy actually said the name directly, so he must know it. In this way, I don't need to look for him again. I do know that there is such a guy who made a little noise in the universe the other day. Whis nodded and said to Beerus. Of course, in fact, it was not a little movement. If it weren't for that guy to stop in time, it is estimated that the entire universe could be destroyed. What is the problem? Beerus asked quickly. Master Beerus, let's take a look for yourself. Whis finished speaking faintly, and gave a light wave of the staff in his hand. A clear projection appeared in front of Beerus. In the screen, it is the scene where Chin-Yu and Brawly fight. The two constantly counted the collision, and the planets continued to explode, turning into universe dust. Cut, these two fools dare to sabotage my universe. Do you really think you have a long life? Beerus clenched his fists tightly, eyes filled with angry flames. Of course, there is excitement and some desire to fight. Because those two guys are very strong, they are both worthy of being their opponents and fighting them well. At this moment, Chin-Yu in the projection suddenly changed into a form of passing Saiyan 2. The moment the golden lightning fell from the sky, Beerus's body trembled and his eyes narrowed tightly. Yes, that's it, exactly the same as in my dream. The legendary Super Saiyan. Beerus gritted his teeth and said word by word. Before he was still hesitating whether it was the same as in his dream, but after seeing the transformation just now, his dream was instantly clear. Completely overlap. Unexpectedly, there are such powerful humans in this universe. Although his strength is not enough to defeat himself, he should be able to make himself a good fight. A hearty battle. I have been waiting for thousands of years. Is Mr. Beerus sure that Chin-Yu is the rival in Mr. Beerus's dream? Whis looked at Beerus's expression and asked. Chin-Yu. Is his name Chin-Yu? Yes, there is absolutely nothing wrong, it's him. Beerus said very confidently. In this case, I will tell Master Beerus one more thing. After Whis finished speaking, the staff in his hand waved again. The projected picture changed instantly, This time the picture became Chinyu and Majin Buu. Chinyu squeezed Majin Buu's fist and murmured softly, "Destroy." After the sound fell, Majin Buu's body turned into a purple light spot, disappearing without a trace. It is estimated that no one in the entire universe is more familiar with this trick than Beerus. What? That fool has the power to destroy. Beerus was dumbfounded for an instant, his eyes were shocked as if they were about to fall out. If a human being reaches that level and shocks him, then he has the destructive energy, and he is not calm at all. We must know that only gods of destruction is qualified to master the energy of destruction, use. And that guy is just a Saiyan. How is he worthy to master destruction? And the seventh universe has no candidates for gods of destruction. I wanted to compete with him, but now it seems that this guy is a little unforgivable. Beerus clenched his fists tightly, anger in his red eyes. It's nothing more than destroying a few planets. Anyway, I often leave this kind of thing to Frieza to do. But I can't forgive myself for mastering the destructive energy. Seventh, there can only be one person in the universe who masters the power of destruction. That is myself, gods of destruction Beerus. Whis, where is that guy now? Beerus looked at Whis and asked with a serious face. In any case, I have to find that guy and give him a good lesson. Then ask him what the destruction was all about. Oh, there seems to be a planet called Earth in the northern galaxy. And on that planet, there seem to be other Saiyans. Whis looked at the black gem on his staff and replied, I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.